What's going on, you beautiful people? I just wanted to take a quick minute, first of all, to thank you guys so much, guys and girls who watch the videos every day. Like, I don't know, YouTube's badass and really fun. I do Twitch full time, so if a lot of you might not know, I stream full time, 6 days a week. So YouTube was something I was doing just for fun, like on the side. And now that we're doing a video a day, your responses have been unreal and amazing. And from my heart, thank you for the 20,000 subscribers. Thank you for just being awesome and amazing and all that jazz. So I just wanted to fill you in on a couple things that are coming up. So the video you're gonna see literally after this intro video is it's called Fractured Worlds. And what it is it's pretty much Dungeons and Dragons. I play it every week, one time a week on my channel from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it's awesome. If you're into this, it's really nerdy, okay? This is like top level nerd stuff. But it's something I really enjoy. I love role playing. I love that whole world. So you have your DM, you have your 4 players. It's amazing. So if you're into this kind of stuff, awesome. I just wanted to let a bunch of you know who might not really be into it. You do not have to watch it, obviously. It's 3.5 hours. Every session's 3 to 4 hours. So you do not worry if you don't watch it. If you do, hey, mad respect. And I think some of you who might not know about it might actually really enjoy it. But if you don't watch it, don't feel bad. And if you do watch it, thank you so much. But I also want to add in there that will not count as my video for the day. Because my whole idea with what YouTube was doing a video that is not Twitch every day, that is exclusive content just on YouTube. So I wanted to make that very clear. So if you see just a Fractured Worlds episode once a week up, no, another video will be following it, or there will be a video before it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for the 20,000 subscribers. It's crazy. It's really bright in here right now. I feel like I'm in like a heaven home right now. But thank you guys so much, and I really hope you enjoy Fractured Worlds. Much love.
Two worlds, bound by a single crystal. A world where magic has not been seen for thousands of years. Another filled with mystical people and mythical creatures. Clutch, a human ranger from Old Gehan. Pith, a halfling fighter from Barrow's Bottom. Chaplain, a human cleric from Tyree of Isolde. And Poocakes, a satyr from the great forest of Faerun. These adventurers must rise up to save their homes from a great evil that threatens their very existence. Welcome to Fractured Worlds.
Yeah. Fractured Worlds. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome.
Hola.
Welcome to Fractured Worlds, our first D&D adventure together as a group, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Woo!
Can I also add that it's 2 of your first time ever playing D&D?
Yes.
Like,
hello.
Yep. Hello.
Yeah.
so if we want to take a quick second, I'm John Sandman. This is my channel, but that doesn't mean anything. Literally, I could not do it without these people. And welcome to Fractured Worlds. Who else we got? Here?
Hi.
That awkward.
Hi.
Excellent segue. As you chose each person, I'll introduce myself because I'm rude. I'm Brad Woto, and I'm going to be the Dungeon Master, Game Master. That's about all I'm going to let on because I'm going to be doing a lot of talking in a minute. So I'll move on and introduce the person who's next. Elspeth is on the, if we go from left to right.
Hi, everybody. My name's Elspeth, also known as Elspeth, and I am Pith, the Halfling Fighter. And this is my very first. Fuck yeah! This is my very first D&D campaign, and I couldn't ask to do it with better people. So, John, Brad, thank you guys very much for having me aboard, and I hope you guys enjoy. It's gonna be a fucking blast.
Well, I'll take it from here. I'm McLoken. I'll be playing the human cleric today. I've been playing for about 24 years. So
Jesus, 24.
yeah.
How old are you?
I was like
90.
6.
Oh my-
24.
I played in front of a Catholic school church, and it was like, and we were Satanists because we were rolling dice and making characters. So yeah, that's I love you guys. That's it. That's all I got.
Hell yeah. Last but not least, for
Oh,
sure.
hello.
For sure, not least.
I am Tiger Rider. Hi everybody from all of the wonderful communities that are watching. Thank you guys
Crazy.
for coming out to this, by the way. And thanks John and just the whole cast for letting me do this. And I am Poocakes. You'll learn more soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you an opportunity to like introduce your characters and describe them and stuff when we get to it. So don't worry about that too much just yet.
Cool. I think I just like real quick before we start, thank you so much. We're gonna do this every week, Thursday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm just amped. I want to get going. I want to dive into the world. Brad, I mean, is there anything else we need to say? Thank you guys for being here. But
No, let's just do it. Let's do it.
let's freaking go.
I'm just ready to go.
Let's freaking go, man. I'm sorry. I'm like,
not ready. I don't feel ready.
I don't feel like I'm gonna throw up.
I'm gonna die.
Not prepared.
So like I know like so we've got a couple of noobs, we've got a couple of sort of what are we, John? Because the thing is, me and John are on the same level of only really been playing for a little while. The only difference
No.
is I've been playing every day
Yeah.
for a little while, and you played in my.
I
one of
played
my-
like 2 campaigns total. So I'm like mediocre. That's the perfect word. I'm a mediocre D&D player. We're all,
Emphasis on the meaty.
oh shit. Is that good? I don't know if that's a good thing. Oh, that's a good thing, girl.
Let's go with yeah. Let's go with
what's
yeah.
up?
Yeah, so I've been DMing for like about a year and a half, but like every fucking day. So McCloakin intimidates the shit out of me, DM, because he's been playing it since before it was even invented.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I've got a nice little campaign set up for you. I've come up with an interesting concept, I think. I really hope it works. It's something that I haven't seen done before. Yeah, I'm not going to like just fucking barrel roll into what the story is, because there's a lot of it I want you guys to explore and find out for yourselves as your characters explore the world or worlds. And yeah, we'll just have to see like how you guys deal with it. So if you guys want, I will begin and I will set up what's going on, and we can dive in if everyone's ready.
So just to also make clear to everyone, we have not been told anything. We don't even know each other's characters. All we did was we made characters with Brad. We know nothing about this whole adventure. We know the titles, Fractured Worlds. We know there's 2 worlds. That's it. Possibly. We don't know anything else. So
That's about it.
that's it.
I mean, that is all I've told you so far, and
That's all you want us to know.
yeah, it is in a way, because a lot of it you're going to find out like now. So if you're ready, it begins.
Shit. Oh shit.
All right, so I want you guys to you guys can sit back and chill for a moment, because for now, me, myself, and the audience are going to take a little look at the 2 worlds and maybe some of its inhabitants, because we've got the first world is known as Terrene. This is the human world. Essentially, this is a place where there's no magic. There isn't any like weird little goblins and kobolds running around or anything like that. This is pretty much just your standard human world, similar to like a medieval European sort of setting. Until recently, at least, because there have been some odd occurrences sprouting up over the past month sightings of creatures, unknown and mysterious disappearances of people, a lot of religious zealots. They believe it's like the end of days. Less skeptical types believe it to be a sort of after effect of a recent war between two kingdoms known as the 100-Year War. And because it's now been very boring and slow since this war with all this news and stuff, people are just saying, oh, all these people are making up all this shit. There's a load of stuff going on. There's all these weird, like, they're like, oh, I saw this monster. And it's obviously just where it's like kind of a slow news day every day. So the human world has seen all these weird things recently, but people are still not too sure whether it's really anything that has any sort of substance to it. Alternatively, there is another world, another realm known as the Fey Realm, known colloquially to the Fey Realm as Faerul. Here, the elder beings, the oldest and wisest inhabitants of the Fey Realm, elves, dwarves, other such creatures hidden within the forests and mountains, have been rumbling and grumbling, more active than usual, but just as secretive as ever. Something's been troubling them, but as of yet, doesn't appear to be common knowledge to the inhabitants of Faerul. Generally, people have just been going around their business, doing their things. This is a much more magical world. This is where your orcs are, all of your halflings, your tieflings, and all the elves and the creatures that you see in Lord of the Rings and more all live in the Fey world. The one thing you won't find in the Fey realm is a human. So first, we'll get to all of the inhabitants, and we'll get to explore these places with a lot more depth. But as a general idea for you and I, the audience, that is what we're dealing with. We've got these two separate worlds that have never known of each other or seen each other, as far as we know. So let's take a brief journey, first of all, to the Slydoran province on Turin. This is an area of the world which is similar to the Serengeti. Imagine it kind of fused a little bit with the American Plains lands. We see a gazelle grazing on some low grass. But beyond the gazelle, we see a predator. Behind a thin set of trees, an arrow is being slowly drawn back, and a smirk spreading across a human face under a wide-brimmed hat. Now we find ourselves in Barrow's Bottom. Smaller people, halflings, busy themselves in preparation for the busy workday ahead. Inside a hill dwelling, one of the halflings awakens. Her eyes snap open. Late again. She frantically jumps out of bed and starts gathering her things. Stumbling into a heavy chain shirt and fastening a sword to her side, the small warrior scampers out into the morning sunshine. Here now we see a portside tavern. There's a drizzling grey sky outside, reflecting off of some circular shaded glasses as an oddly dressed figure sits in a shadowy corner away from the rowdy sailors and giggling women. But this one stares pensively into a wooden mug as if he were the only man in the world. And then lastly, we see a set of bushes part slightly to reveal a wrinkled, grinning face. And this small creature disappears again into the bushes and sits cross-legged under the cover of some foliage. He pulls a large book from his satchel, opens to a familiar page and begins to intently read. And as he does so, the leaves and twigs around him begin to glow softly. These are the characters in their separate places across two separate worlds. So that's each of you, each of your characters. You can come back. The audience and I have had our little chat, and now you four characters are essentially being drawn now. So each of you started your day out today in a normal way that you would have done. It would have seemed like any average day to each of your characters. At some point during the day, you start to feel very strange, a tingling sensation across your bodies. Your skin starts to feel hot, then cold. Then you feel a little like lightheaded, and then you feel very sick, nauseous, and then you feel fine again. And then all four of you are drawn to a place that you've never been to before. A sort of glade, a forest glade surrounded by trees, thick trees. There's a large hollowed wooden tree stump inside which lies two crystals, large and white, about the size of a hand each. Laying on the ground is a very large figure. He doesn't look too well. He's laying down. He's got a wound in one of his sides, and he's probably 3 times the size of any normal man. I'm going to give you a little idea of what he may look like right now as I show you. This gentleman, did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a giant looking man, but he's laying wounded and breathing heavily on his back in this kind of elven glade. Let me see if I can give you the map so that you kind of have an idea. Nope, I cannot. So each of your characters has suddenly appeared here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a sort of little map here. Though your characters are not there yet, you can drag them on. So we're going to do a little bit of teaching real quick on Roll20. If you go into where you go to your character sheet in the journal up at the top, you can click and drag your character sheet onto the map, and it should bring your character in. If you could place them somewhere around this black line. There we go.
Oh, damn.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Well done. Did you get it?
It's not letting me right now.
Not letting you do it?
Just
Whoops.
yeah, you click
There we
on the
go.
yeah. Oh
There we go.
damn.
I'm so. Uh-oh.
Oh damn.
So, each of you appears sort of here in this sheltered area of a forest. As you look up, the stars and the sort of galaxy above you, the sun, are all slightly too close, slightly closer than you would expect, whether you be from the Fey realm or the human planet of Terrene. You still feel like the stars and the galaxy are too close, and though it looks like nighttime, the night sky above you, it's daylight around you. Yeah, you guys appear. In front of you, there is this huge, injured-looking sort of giant man. He'd be about 3 times the size of a very big human. And also you see each other. So what we'll do is we'll do a very quick round, and you guys can describe what the other people here see in your characters. Starting with Clutch. How do you look like? What do you look like to the others?
Well, you see, Clutch is a tall, very tall guy. He's 6'2", weighs approximately, I'd say 165 pounds. You know, I've been working out a little bit more, so, you know, been living out in the middle of nowhere, so a little bit more fit. I am physically, absolutely physically fit character, looking great. But definitely on the skinnier side, you know? I wear a lot of wolf pelts to cover up, so you don't really know where I am. So you're like, oh my God, is that a wolf? And it's like, no, it's motherfucking Clutch, you know? That's it about me. I'm an archer. See you on the battlefield.
All right, so we've got this sort of human-looking person, very, very tall compared to at least 2 of you. One of you who will look very similar to. For 2 of you, he'd look very strange. Specifically, probably Poocake. He'd probably look really weird to you.
Everything looks weird to Poocake.
Yeah. For Pith, he just looks like the tallest halfling you have ever seen. He looks like a really ugly elf.
He's very tall. I've never seen someone so tall. It's quite unreasonable how tall he is.
How does Pith look, Elspeth?
Well, I'm 4 feet. I've got I'm just a little bit thicker around my legs, but that's because I like to run a lot. I like to stay in the stables with animals because I feel like I can connect to the animals a lot easier than I can connect to people. I guess that's sort of been like a thing for me my whole life. I don't really like people. I have an axe, but it's not like I really use it, I guess. Don't know who any of you are. I don't know why you're calling me Pith. My name's Miriam. So I'd rather you call me Miriam and not Pith. Thank you. That's reserved for my friends. I've got really long hair, got red hair, it's very curly. I've got really dark eyebrows, And I've got these 4 moles on my cheek right here. And it's really nice because they look like, and you're not going to notice this unless I point it out. They're in the shape of a constellation called the Badger. And as you can see, they're right there on my cheek. So I'm pretty sure that means something.
Wait, are you talking about the badger, the animal?
Yeah, the Badger. The Badger. It's like the constellation, and it looks like a badger. I've always been told that means something, but I'm not sure what it means.
Clutch, for the record.
Yeah.
On Terrain, there is no such thing as the constellation Badger, or at least not that you've heard of.
Nah, I never heard of that.
No, it's definitely the Badger.
I've never heard of it, so.
The same goes for Chaplin, another taller-looking individual, though probably looks a slightly different to Clutch. How does Chaplin look, McCloken?
Well, what we're seeing here is a man standing before you, and basically he has a desert garb on, and with the desert garb he has tinted sunglasses, and you see a giant hammer and a fishing pole, and he's solemn and just analyzing everything that you guys are. He's never seen you before, and he's very confused.
So he's kind of covered in, for Clutch, your reference, he looks like he's wearing garb that might be from the cities of the Sly Dawn.
All right.
But when you sort of maybe look underneath and catch a glimmer of his skin, he looks a lot paler, like he's probably not from the same area as you, really. But he's very covered up, and he's got these little glasses on. So, yeah, maybe don't know what to make of him. And for specifically Clutch and Chaplin, there's a very odd-looking individual and a rare occurrence even for Pith. Roll me a d20, Elspeth.
A D20.
If you can remember.
Let's see. How do I roll?
On your little, what is this called? Like, there's a tool
roll a
on the
D20.
left.
Bam! I just rolled it.
Yeah, you
There
did it.
goes.
Yeah. All right, so you've seen creatures like Poocake before.
I've seen creatures like people. Yes.
But probably not like that many, and you know they live in the Great Forest, which is to the east of Barrow's Bottom. So you'll recognize what he is as a creature, as a satyr. But
Okay.
I mean, you don't know Poocake. How does Poocake look to the rest of the group?
Well, here's the thing. Poocake is very confused right now. I look around and I see these beings that look like really weird elves that have no ears. Are those ears? And on top of that, Poocakes has got a nice slicked back hair and a beautiful tail at the end, but you can't see that because you're too stupid to. Moving along, I also am kind of a goat man. I call it in your terms. And my real name is too long to say, so you can just call me Poo-Poo or Poocakes.
Can I just call you Cakes? Because I like cake.
Well, I'm not very good at talking to women.
All right. Well, I'll just call you. If you'd rather. I think Cakes is very nice.
Yes,
You
please
look
call
like
me
you'd be
whatever
a
you
cake
please.
if you were food.
Whatever you please, miss.
Wait. So what are you? What are you? Like,
Excuse me. What are you? What are you?
no, I'm not asking. No disrespect or nothing. I want to know a little bit more of like, you're like a thing. I don't even know. What are you?
Apparently, I'm a thing. Who are you, a buffoon?
No, I don't mean any disrespect. I just never seen nothing like you in my time.
It's all right. I understand. You barely understand or know who I am. Well, you ever seen one of your world's billy goats like? Bah?
Oh yeah, goat. Yeah.
Okay, now imagine that you most likely this,
Yeah.
and then me,
So you're
Easy
you're like a talking goat.
pretty much.
That's pretty cool. That's neat.
You
I
Wow.
thought all
right.
goats were talking. Don't all goats talk? I thought they did.
No, all goats stop. What you talking about? What's your
All
name?
goats talk. That's obvious, right?
Meredith was your name. You said Meredith, right?
It's Miriam.
I'm so sorry, miss.
I'm pretty sure all goats talk.
I don't think he has any clue who. I don't even understand what you are, to be honest. But I've never seen your kind either. No
Me?
offense.
I'm
No.
not.
I'm a
Right.
halfling.
Oh,
I'm a
yeah.
halfling from Barrow's Bottom.
Yeah, she's
I-
small as can be.
Barrow's Bottom.
I
There's a lot of
don't know.
trees. There's a lot of animals, and the animals talk, like regular animals talk.
Thank you
Like
for
goats
understanding
talk.
me.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't know what going on there, but there is a wounded creature over there.
It's a very, very big dude. I'll give you like a token that kind of doesn't look massively like him. But there's just a huge dude over here. Again,
Oh my God.
again, he looks more like this, but he's sort of laying down on his back. And he's got like a pretty nasty hole. There's like a sort of thick blood, but it's kind of congealed around him, and he's just breathing very heavily. You can all probably hear him breathing because there's not really too much sound in the area where you are, and he's just kind of laying there.
I can hear him breathing.
I'm going to approach the giant or whatever this creature is, and be cautious at the same time. But I'm gonna go heal him.
Okay.
I think that's important right now.
I would like to stop you for 1 second before you go any farther. Listen. Listen. Before you go any farther, I need you to understand one thing. I have never seen a giant like this before. We have no clue if it's friendly or if it's some kind of mysterious being from another planet. You don't know. You could heal it and it could come back, and maybe it's so powerful that it destroys us. I would like to assume that maybe we go ahead and we check out, those shiny crystals up there first.
Mr. Poocakes, I just want to say it right now here. That
Mister, what is that?
I've never.
What is Mister?
It's just a firm something you say to people. That's all I got right now. But I'm going to tell you, I've never seen anything like you before. So this is extremely weird for me. And I'm just going to embrace this weird because my life is very weird right now. And I'm just going to go deal with this.
So maybe since you've never seen a being of my sorts, maybe since we're all apparently here together, maybe we should see what these weird-looking other turds would think to do.
Hey, excuse me. I'm sorry. Did you
just call me a turd?
Did he just call us a turd?
I think he
yeah.
did.
He called
Is that
us.
a bad thing? I'm so sorry.
It's not cool.
No,
Is that a
yeah.
bad
Cool at
Wait,
all.
Turd's
Hold on.
like a little poop, and I don't like to be called a little poop, especially when first meeting somebody. So
Hold
if
on.
you, yeah, go ahead.
What is little poop? I think you're confused. I mean turd is in these other humans, like human things. It's not a bad thing in my language.
Oh, okay. See, in my where I come from, in my stables, my places, turd.
You live in a stable?
Not well.
Do you talk to goats?
Now I do. Apparently, now I talk to goats. That's a thing I'm doing now, and it's
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. Now I can go back home, which I hope to get back to very soon because I'm trying to look for this bear. But
Can I interrupt you?
No. Listen, poo poo is when you use the like you push things out of your bowels. When you push things out of your body, that's poo poo, which equals turd, which equals what you just called us. So that's why I just got a little offended, me and Meredith over here.
Listen. While we're talking about this, our friend Chaplin here is making his own decisions.
Okay.
Do me a favor. Just keep talking later. I'm going to go. Hold on here. I would like to take a moment to identify this situation a little bit better. Can we at least look? Is there something? I don't understand your poo-poo thing. All right, Chaplin is your name, correct?
Yes, there. That's
One more thing. Before you heal him, I'm going to take these crystals. Is that okay?
You can do what you want, but I'm just gonna help this man over here. Okay.
What if those are his crystals? What if
But
we-
see, that's what I'm nervous about. Is what if they aren't his crystals? What if these crystals are what give him power?
Well, exactly. What if we take them and then he wakes up and then he's like, "Well, I'd rather kill everyone."
Yeah, thanks.
So I can steal my crystals.
Yeah, because it's looking
It's
like
not very
we're stealing the
nice,
crystals. Well, we
I
didn't
want
want to steal
people
the.
stealing my animals or my goats.
I agree with Meredith.
All right, I have
It's
a plan.
Miriam.
I'm going to stand in front of the
Miriam?
crystals.
Okay.
How about that?
All right, you stand in front of them with your big
But
goatee
listen,
body.
If
Okay,
he gets up
listen.
and attacks, I'm going to run like the little goat that I am.
We're going to have to make a decision. If we take the crystals and he wakes up, we're all going to have to be very proactive about running away very quickly. Because he looks like he could smoosh any of us at any given time.
You think he's not going to catch up to us with those big legs?
I don't know. I've seen a lot of giants trip. They're not very graceful.
They are clumsy, you're right.
Very graceful.
I think all you guys are a little too concerned when what's gonna go on. We just need to heal this man because he probably does not have much time left.
All right, I'm gonna stand back.
Right.
I got my bow in hand.
I'm going to stand back. I'm going to hit him, man.
Yeah, stand back. Go ahead, touch him. Do whatever. Use some healing spells.
All right, so
Wait.
some D&D learning. You can do something called readying an action in 5th edition, where you can say, I'd like to ready an action, and if a certain outcome happens, then I will fire an arrow or let off my spell kind of thing. So if you want to, it sounds to me, Clutch, like you're going to be stood back ready to fire an arrow.
Absolutely.
If this giant does anything.
Yeah, it's ready to go. Just in case.
Threatening.
I've got my
also-
shield just in case anyone needs any defense. I suppose I can come over and try and shield you, even though I'm not really
I've
partial to any of you so far.
Except me.
All right, except Clutch.
All right.
None of these other people. I don't really know you.
Yes.
What do you do? Do you heal people, Chaplain? Is that all you do?
It's something that it's very weird. I don't know what's going on.
Can you bring them back to life?
I don't know what I can do.
Wait, like you just by healing people, you mean like you bandage them, right? Like you just throw a little bandage on them?
No, it's a little mystical than that.
Mystical?
It's
He uses magic. Have you heard of magic?
Oh, like
Floats.
here's a piece of grass. Now it's gone. Like right?
I ate that grass.
it's a little bit more complicated than that magic there, Clutch.
Oh, okay. Well, show me. Go
Let
ahead.
me see what I can do here. I reach my hand down, touch him, and go, let's see if Saloon can heal these wounds.
All right, what are you doing?
So you see mechanically, you see me just go and touch the hand, touch his like leg, and as I'm going to touch his leg, you just see light come off of all of me and like just shoot from my hand as it like, and it looks soothing and goes over his body and is repairing any damage. It's like Wolverine, like healing and just like knitting together whatever I can do, and he would regain 4 hit points.
4 hit points. Okay, so as you reach down and touch this sort of giant's leg, he's wearing like very minimal clothing, and he's got this wound in his stomach. As you're kind of looking at his wound, as you sort of reach down, Chaplain, you notice that there's sort of colorful, tiny little lights that appear to be sort of lifting up from the wound and evaporating, like it's a weird kind of colorful mist. It's almost imperceptible. As you touch his leg, he starts and wakes up. He looks at you as you cast this magic and heal his body, and you attempt to sort of heal this wound, but although you can see the magic has worked and it does move up and it sort of closes the wound ever so slightly, it doesn't seem to do a heck of a lot. And the giant stops, looks at you and says, welcome. I am Halox, the keeper. I have been waiting for you. And he struggles and turns to look upon each of you one by one. As he looks at Poocakes, he says, you are interested in the crystals, I see.
I told you shouldn't have gone over there.
I was only interested in the crystals due to the fact that what if you were a strong gentleman?
He
What if
didn't
you were
mean
someone?
it, sir. He didn't mean it. He didn't want to take them. He was just going to look at them.
She's just scared, sir. It's fine. I'll tell you the truth. I wanted to hide the crystals from you because I was scared that maybe you were a powerful being that might be trying to kill all of us with them. I was being precautious.
Yes, I am a powerful being, but I fear my time is at an end. He sort of reaches a hand across the wound, and you can see again some more of this sort of weird, colorful dust sort of lifts up from him. he looks again back towards you, Poocakes, and says, "Fear not, the crystals are indeed yours. But first, we talk. For something came here, a being of immeasurable dark power, and it has wounded me gravely. As we speak, I return to the Everflow. There is no saving me." And he puts a giant hand on Chaplin's shoulder. It's sort of, it would be the same as a huge, like Brock Lesnar putting a hand on a halfling. And he reaches in and then struggles again and sort of settles back. "The adversary, the one who came, has broken the crystal, splitting it in two. The crystal, for the record, is sort of a two-tone color, but the two tones kind of change, like as you're looking at it. Sometimes it's kind of white and yellow, sometimes red and blue, sometimes green and purple. It kind of slowly shifts and changes. And there are two pieces on the floor. Again, they're about sort of this big, I guess, like the size of like a Game Boy. And he looks again back to each of you and says, "How did you come to be here?"
I don't really like. Yeah.
Listen, they're confused. I don't even know how I came to be here, and I'm smarter than all of them.
I don't think any of us know where we came from, because I was in a bar before this and I was having myself a drink.
Yeah, I just woke up. I just felt things all over my body and felt sick, and then all of a sudden, I'm here, and you're huge, man. You are that is a big mother monster. You are big, man.
As you can see, he thinks you're big. Listen, I was literally doing things I cannot discuss prior, but I'd still like to know. A side note, Meredith, right? Again, Meredith?
It's Miriam.
I'm sorry, Miriam. Listen, Miriam. Are you scared right now?
He's very tall.
I don't think you should be
Very
scared.
tall.
Sir, are you angry or planning to hurt us whatsoever?
No. I fear I probably could not, even in my greatest day. I am just a keeper. I cannot harm other keepers. For you see,
Did you say your name? What's your name?
You won't even look at him. You have your back turned to him. Why don't you look at him?
Can I roll an insight on him?
I don't know how to turn around. Can't turn left.
if you click on your character with the little select move thing, on the back of it you see a little toggle, and you'll be able to rotate your character around with the thing sticking up out of the top of your square.
Oh, there we go. Thank goodness.
Yeah. Nice.
That's how you rotate. Don't worry. Again, he looks sort of down to Pith and says, "My name is Halox. I am aeons old, and I have been here for millennia. And I am or was the keeper, not the creator of the crystal. But you are each keepers now. You must guard the crystal, find a way to mend it, and fix the rupture between your worlds."
Who was the creator?
I know not. I am the third keeper.
Wait, so
Very old crystal.
we're supposed to hold we're supposed to hold this crystal?
Yes, why?
Yeah, for what reason?
I believe if you are able to fix the crystal, you will be able to save your worlds. You. And he kind of looks at Chaplin a second. He's confused for a moment, and then looks over to Clutch. You are from Tyreen, yes?
Yeah.
That's just correct.
The world of humans. And you two are from Faerul, correct? He points at the Poocakes and Pith.
Yeah.
Indeed.
What do you mean other worlds?
When the crystal is whole, It holds the two realms, Tyreen and Faerul, separate. It stops the worlds from colliding.
Colliding? Are you telling me that Chaplain and Clutch are not from this world?
No. Go back far enough, and I'm sure there was a time when perhaps the gods felt it necessary for you all to live in the same realm, but that is beyond even my time. I'm afraid I know not why they separated Tyreen and Faerul, but now they live separate. And I know one thing. Should the crystal be broken, the collision will happen, and your two realms will be destroyed.
Oh shit. So you're telling me I gotta be some sort of hero?
I don't know if hero
What are
is
you laughing at?
I don't know. What you laughing at, turd?
Hero? Do you think that's what we're supposed to be?
I don't know. He just said we this crystal, we gotta take care of it, or else if not, then the two worlds are gonna crash into each other. So I'm thinking we gotta be heroes.
I'm thinking that I'm missing dinner.
I am no hero. Okay, I am just a sailor. Why am I being tasked with
Yeah,
this?
I think you have the wrong guy.
I'll do it. I'll take all of the crystals. Give them to me. If they don't want to, I'll take all of them.
No. If Meredith's gonna take a crystal, I'll take a crystal
It's
too.
Miriam.
Miriam's gonna take a crystal. I'll take a crystal too. I just am. This is mind-boggling. I'm seeing things that are huge, things that are left and right, and I don't know what's going on. But I will take my role. Let's do this.
Look, Miriam, no offense, but don't take offense to this. But I don't think the crystals should be left to a child.
I'm not a child. How dare you? I am not a child, sir.
I am physically. You are a child.
You have no idea. You have absolutely no idea. I don't even know who you are. You're
I-
completely normal, I suppose, in your own world before we collided.
I have an idea.
Actually, I can't believe this. I can't believe this.
Clutch.
You obviously think that she's a child, yes?
No, I don't think she's a child. I think she's
No, not you, a chaplain, right?
idea.
You think she's a child?
Going-
I have an idea. I would like to cast real quick a minor illusion of a table and chairs.
Okay. So you're going to cast a minor illusion of a table and chairs. Where?
In between both Miriam and our friend here.
I mean, the thing is with minor illusion is it can only be about 5 foot long.
That's
So
fine. They're going to have to work it.
if we give you a little table and chairs, they would literally be about this big.
That's
Oh,
good.
that's
We're
fine.
golden.
It's perfect
That's
size
all he
for me.
wants.
Perfect size. Perfect size.
All right.
I will give you control over this, Poocakes.
I'm just
You now have
watching
control of
Poocakes.
That little table and chairs, which appear. Chaplain, for the record, with your insight check, this guy seems pretty legit to you. It seems like he's
Okay.
telling the truth, and he's in his sort of dying throes, desperately trying to explain what he knows, even though he doesn't seem like he really understands either.
So here's what I was thinking, Chaplain and Meredith. If you come to the table, I think an old-fashioned arm wrestling match will take care of this. Prove to him that you're not a child.
Are you saying that I arm wrestle this cleric
Yes.
who heals people?
Yes.
I'm just gonna say here. Okay, I don't arm wrestle children. It's just really beyond me.
So you're saying
Can I just interject for 1 second?
yes?
Hey, big dude who's giving us this massive. Are you still alive? Do you have like 5 minutes to watch an arm wrestling match, and then we'll finish our whole conversation? Is that okay?
Is that okay?
He coughs up blood down his chin and looks down at each of you and says, "You may do with your time what you will."
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you so
Kind.
much.
Very
I
kind of you.
really appreciate
Point
it.
to prove.
They just need to finish. They just need to rock this. Yeah.
We have a couple things we need to work out down here on the ground. So I
He's
hope
like,
that's
the
okay.
thing is, he's like barely sitting up. So even though he is still taller than you, barely sitting up, he kind of just nods a little and settles back and lays down again on the ground and sort of
Oh my
concentrates on staying alive for a little while. His heavy breathing continues and he lets his eyelids flutter close as you guys attempt to arm wrestle.
Right.
Depending on
Let's have a go.
whether
Let's have a go then.
Chaplain goes for it or not.
She's going to have it. Come on, Chaplain. You know you look like a man, but I don't know. Right now, you're about to potentially get beaten by a half thing.
You probably know what a halfling is, because you're fairly like well traveled, right?
Oh, I know. I was making fun.
All right, good. Yeah.
I'm ready.
All right, Pith is at the table.
Arms on the table.
Oh man,
Right,
I love arm wrestling matches.
What do I do?
We'll do
I must get closer for this.
We'll do a contested athletics check. So whoever rolls the highest number of the two numbers that come out, not of the two numbers on your thing, of the first number that you roll. Go to skills. Let's just do this bit by bit. I've just remembered we have noobs. Go.
We have
Go-
names.
As a subconscious, some of us are still learning as a note, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
It's a learning process.
Go to skills on your character sheet. And
Okay.
there should be athletics on there as a skill.
Okay.
And then on the count of 3, you'll both click the athletics the dice roll button. And we'll see who wins the arm wrestle.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Ah,
Wow.
oh my God, them
So
rolls.
it's pretty back and forth. Like the illusionary table is kind of rocking as you do so, because these are two strong people. That's one thing that is definite here. These two people are like going at it for a little while, like a good 30 seconds to a minute. It's like a back and forth. Somehow towards the end, Chaplain just manages to get the edge over this little halfling and push her arm just down and
Good show.
Oh man, that was amazing.
as you do so, the minor illusion runs out, and that is
Oh.
the table
Well,
disappears.
there goes our table. That was pointless.
Yeah, wait, what was that whole thing for again? That was just to prove if. Wait, what? What just happened?
It was to prove if she's strong enough to defend these crystals.
Oh, alone. Yeah, she wanted to take him alone.
If you want realisticness, I just wanted to do it because I wanted to see who would. I'm just a bastard.
But
Be honest with you.
I see that Miriam here is very strong.
All right, so
And
Well, thank you, Chaplain. That makes me feel a little bit better about my height, according to whatever's normal in your world.
hey, are we gonna do this? We got to do this together. Listen, we might have our differences.
We still got Halifax over here.
Yeah, are you good, man? Are you alive?
He opens his eyes again and sort of looks a little bit like he's not really with it anymore.
I'm going to my hand comes down and I say, Saloon, please let this man hang on a little bit longer and help him, and we will spare the dying.
Oh,
Wow, what was that voice?
I don't know.
So again, there's this like magical aura as
That was
you.
incredible.
I mean, you cast sort of spare the dying, and you.
And like what's going on is like there's the plant life around is like strengthening and becoming more green and luscious, and like flowers are blooming, and like light is like trickling down on him, and
Yeah.
it's a very beautiful sight.
As you do so, he kind of like his eyes focus, and he looks to Chaplain and says, "New to magic, aren't you? I'm not dead yet."
Oh man, he sort of got you on that one.
Well, that's something, isn't
He
it?
could have fooled me because he's coughing up blood over here.
Yeah, he still looks pretty fucked up.
So where do we go? What do we do?
He sort of attempts to lean up again and just falls back. He's kind of got like a sort of, there's like a mound that he's sort of leaning on. And he's sort of barely looking up at you now, and he looks across you again, each of you, and says, Whether you were chosen by fate or by chance is not known to me, but you were chosen. Again, more blood. As he coughs, there's like this puff of that kind of like colorful mist sort of thing. Anybody who's played like Final Fantasy X might recognize it as a similar thing to that when the people like die. It's that kind of same odd looking colorful I don't know how you explain it really. They're just like little dots that float through the air and then dissipate. He starts to kind of look a little bit faded. He looks again. Your foremost duty is to guard that crystal. If it can be fixed, it may be able to restore the balance. I'm afraid I know little about repairing and fixing the crystal. I have failed to protect it. That was my duty. And now it is yours. Again, this burst of color kind of comes up from him. He looks a little more faded. He looks down at himself, looks at his hand as it sort of becomes translucent. So close to the Everflow. Here, you can see the transformation, the returning.
Chaplain, do something! Aren't you a healer?
There's nothing I can do. I've tried everything.
I've got an idea.
Is there anything that we can do?
I do have an idea.
What?
I think that we should just let him go. I don't think there's anything we can do except give him a well wish. I want to be honest with you. No offense to any of you that are here, but it's obvious that the man is dying. It's obvious that the man is going to die. And it's obvious that our friend Chap here is not strong enough to be able to heal him.
I don't.
So instead of sitting here bickering, maybe we could give him a right away, maybe?
Poocakes, he's still alive, man. If I was dying, taking my last breath, you think I want to hear about how I'm about to die? No. We got to pretend at least, pretend for a moment that we're going to help this man. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where his heart is. He's freaking huge, but we need to help him.
Why don't we ask him what he wants to do?
Yes, thank you, the smart one of the group.
What do you want to do up there? What should we do? What can we do to help or progress with our crystals?
The goat man is right. I fear there is nothing
Excuse me?
you can do. You are half goat, are you not?
Yes.
Half man?
Yes.
The goat man is right. I feel there is nothing you can do. I have been laying here for a month in your mortal days. I am too far gone. Though, beyond you, you see the shadow. He points beyond you in this sort of direction down here. At this kind of thing in the air. There's sort of a shadow in the air, I guess you could sort of say. It's again another thing that's almost imperceptible. It's like a weird floating shadow that doesn't seem to have been caused by anything around it. It's just kind of vaguely in the air, and it's like a tear kind of thing. He points towards it and says, that is what he left behind, the adversary, when he came here. I fear he has found a way to cross between the worlds. You, as a group, will be able to use the crystal to do the same, though it will not leave behind a tear like that. I have seen these tears before. You must be careful. When the Everflow is abused, remnants can be left behind.
Remnants? Like, what does that mean?
Monsters, specters, which must be forcefully destroyed to return them to peace. Lost, frustrated, and confused, their fury consumes them. Look now, you see it moving, and the shadow begins to move very, very oddly around in front of you. It starts to take form again, and you see a weird form start to take shape behind it, and a hand creeps through, but it has no flesh on it. It's just bone. It starts to move, and then an entire arm and then an entire body as a skeleton in kind of old, very old armor, something that you won't have seen before, sort of steps through, chattering its bones, and it shambles forward, and it doesn't really focus on anything around it. It just kind of walks through as if it wasn't quite expecting to be here, but it also doesn't look very intelligent, like it knows what's going on. Halox points again and says, "Now, take the crystal. I think you can escape this place, or fight it and try and fix the rifts. I'm not sure, but you must guard the crystal." He again looks very, very faded, and then evaporates entirely in a burst of color. Thousands upon thousands of floating lights just explode from him and dissipate, and then there is nothing left of Halox, the keeper. But ahead of you, walking out of this weird shadowy rift, these skeletons begin to appear. 1, then 2, and then 3. And they stand before you and look at you, each of the group, and they don't really move towards you. They just move their heads slightly, nattering, as if they're trying to say something, but they don't have the vocal cords to actually express what it is that they're trying to say.
I'm going to go ahead and say that we need to get these crystals and leave, and get away from whatever that is over there, because it's not that I'm scared. It's just that I have that sneaking suspicion that if whatever that was had anything to do with whatever that is, if it took him down, how are we supposed to deal with that?
I believe these are just remnants of what was left behind of what killed Halifax. I think we could possibly fight them.
But how do we fight them?
Smash them to bits, I
With the
suppose.
crystals?
I don't think we have long to decide.
I'm gonna instantly just ready my bow in a drawn position.
Under what circumstance would you like to let slip the arrow?
Wait, what?
You can ready an arrow, but if you want to, when are you going to let it go? If one of these things attack, or if one?
Yeah,
of your
if they start making a form of physical threat on our bodies.
Yeah, I mean, they have weapons, and they look like once upon a time they were possibly human, elf, something of that size. They have like very old, rusted-looking armor on. And again, they're kind of looking around a little confused. I guess you're not too sure whether they're like actually focused on you yet, or whether they are just.
Is it possible I can give a religion check?
A religion check? What are you trying to
To see if there's anything through the religions back through the days that mention any of this, or a passage of some sort.
Yeah. Oh, the whole thing that you've just experienced.
Yes.
No, there's
Okay.
nothing that directly relates to this. But you do know that there is like a lot of older, wiser people on Tareen, priests, archpriests all over the world that will potentially have access to knowledge way greater than your own. But this isn't something that you've even heard of, even unfortunately with a roll of 23. That DC is
that's my athletics right there.
Oh, you didn't roll it? Oh, okay.
I didn't roll it. You said no, and I didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's all right. I mean, that's the same answer either way. Yeah, I mean, these skeletons are kind of shambling about. One moves over here a little bit further.
They don't really look like they're coming towards us, though.
Now,
Perhaps if we look at their armor, maybe we can decide where they're from, or maybe we know them, or maybe we once knew them.
all right, listen, they're skeletons are like.
Regardless, we need to gather these crystals now.
Yes, let's just.
Yes, that's a good
I
idea.
say we just get the crystals and we get out. They're obviously not chasing us. They would have tried to. We've been talking for 5 minutes now. They would have attacked us. Obviously, they're not going to try and hurt us.
You you guys are cool with this whole skeletons walking in front of.
You don't even understand what I am, let alone what a skeleton is. You've heard about it in your books.
I have a skeleton. I am a skeleton with flesh on the outside, a lot of water and stuff. What?
Yes, but you have skeletons without flesh and water.
Yeah, do you have that? You ever seen it before?
No, that's.
Then that's why we should probably just walk away.
All right, I'm agreeing with that. Let's go grab the crystal and we get out of here.
Right, let's get out.
All right. So I'm gonna make my way over to the crystals.
Okay. Yeah, there are 2 crystals.
Only 2.
2 crystals.
Hey, did he tell 2 of us to have them, or did he say anyone? Should we roll for it? You know.
I'm just gonna pick one up here, and you guys can figure out who's gonna pick up the other one, and we can.
Take the crystal.
Yep.
I don't want to touch it.
All right. Let me. Who's taking one? Chaplain and Clutch.
Yeah, I'll take one too. Yep.
All right.
Of course, we let the 2 humans.
Right.
Well,
Two people who haven't seen skeletons.
What is that supposed to mean there?
yeah, what you
Let them
trying
take the crystals.
to
I'm
say?
not trying to point anything out. I'm just saying you haven't even seen skeletons, and she's saying it correctly, and we're going to let you carry. I'm not mad. I don't want to carry them, so maybe, hopefully, the burden is on you in a good manner, not with a bad manner. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be there for you when you die.
I'll be there.
What
All
was
right,
that?
so,
Did you guys
hey,
hear that?
Should we try and just sneak around these skeletons? Go real slow. Just move behind me. Follow me.
Right,
First
I've
of
got
all-
my shield up. I've got my
Uh-oh.
shield in case they try to get at us. I'll move to the front over here, just in case.
Yeah, hold our front.
I put the crystal away, and I have my hammer and shield out.
Yeah, same
All right.
here with the bow.
I'm going to go
So-
ahead and fall back.
Clutch and Chaplain, you can add a crystal shard to your inventory. You
Right.
each have a specific physical portion of the crystal. As they pick up the crystal, though, all 4 of you feel a weird kinship, sort of an attunement to these crystals. As soon as they touch them, all 4 of you feel the same protective feeling towards these crystals, like you're all equally in this together. You all need to protect these crystals. You're all officially now keepers of these crystals, and each of you legitimately learned a cantrip now, which I'll deal with in terms of on your character sheet. I will add them to them later on because there's no point in doing it now. But each of you now has learned the ritual cantrip flip. I'm not sure if D&D even has ritual cantrips, but so I've broken the game within an hour. So you innately and immediately each understand that you can do the following. You must be in physical contact with one another. Concentrating for 10 minutes, you're able to manipulate the magic within the crystal, which comes from some otherworldly source that you might not understand entirely yet. Using the crystal shards as an arcane focus each, and you're able to flip between Tareen and Faerul and vice versa.
That's so cool. I mean, that's so cool.
What does that mean?
You just know now that you're able to use this thing to flip between these 2 worlds that you've heard of, even though obviously one of you will understand what Faerul is, the other might understand what Tareen is. So, as you do so, but as you pick up these crystals, for the first time since they came through the thing, one of these things actually passes its perception check and sees you. The one which is holding the this guy down here, holding the crossbow, kind of snaps his head up and just raises up his crossbow as if to attack. And I think that's a pretty good time to go to our first break.
Yeah.
As this skeleton raises up a crossbow at the same time, Clutch potentially raises up his bow. Piff hefts up a shield, and Poocakes runs to the back of the group.
Go on, then run.
Run.
Go now.
Me. I'm tiny and I'm half of your size. What do you want me to do?
And we will jump to a break. 5 minutes?
Yeah,
John?
5 minutes. 5 minutes. We'll be right back.
We'll be back.
See you in 5 minutes.
5 minutes!
We're back, baby.
We are back. So just before the break, these skeletons kind of caught wind of you, even though you were potentially going to sneak around them. One of them sees you and hefts up his crossbow. As he does so, the others kind of notice you as well. And we are now going to roll initiative for our first ever combat as these skeletons come at you. Right. So how you roll initiative in this game. Click on your token.
Where's my bloody token?
Yeah.
First
and then
combat. This is the first combat. It's so cool.
on your character sheet, click initiative, but you have to have your token selected as you do so.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it. And it should just add it to that turn order on the left there.
I'm doing an initiative check. Is that what you said?
Yeah, click on, so on your main, so I need to open someone's thing, but it always like drags you to another thing and I feel bad for doing it. So on your core stats, there's just an initiative button, but you have to click on Poocakes, that's it, and then click initiative. Somehow you rolled a 0, which is...
Impossible.
It might not be impossible actually, depending on what Poocakes' dex is. Let's have a quick look. Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
No, that's correct.
That is? He rolled a 0?
He's got little goat legs. What do you expect from him, the poor little goat leg man? He actually rolled a 0 on his first ever initiative.
Your first roll that matters.
Wow, poo-poo cake starting strong. So, in the turn order here, the first person to react out of everybody here, including the skeletons, everybody kind of moves within the same 6 seconds in a turn, and the combat just lasts as long as it lasts, but the entire thing rolls for about 6 seconds as we go through each of these characters' reactions. It's the first person off the mark kind of thing is Clutch.
Yeah.
John Sam, man, what
All
do you
right.
want to do on your turn?
All right, so did all the skeletons notice us?
Yeah, they look like they're turning towards you.
Okay.
Hive mind.
I'm gonna take a quick little step back, just over here. Just gonna move like back, like just sort of like wall draw my bow. I'm gonna like run to the left and take out this front skeleton. Try and go for a straight up badass headshot.
Okay.
So I'm gonna shoot over at him right now. God, this new program's amazing.
Oh, hang on, it's not updating for me. There we go. Right. Yeah, so you just go into your weapons and click on the bow and
Attack.
arrow, or whatever you've got it written as.
Boom,
Yeah.
baby.
Is it gone?
Uh-oh, didn't do nothing.
Didn't do nothing?
It didn't do anything.
me-
Oh, it says use default. I got it. Boom.
There we go.
Oh
so
my god! Oh my
you
god!
pull up this bow and arrow and you fire an arrow out towards this skeleton directly in front of you, the one holding the axe, yeah?
Yeah.
This thing flies true. It flies straight towards this skeleton and it cracks straight through this thing's empty eye socket and sticks out the back of its kind of like broken already skull. And you've just got this arrow head sticking out the back of a skeleton's head as it kind of smacks backwards and rolls, but it doesn't kill it. It doesn't destroy it. The thing carries on moving now towards you, Clutch, because he's seen you. Is there anything else you want to do?
Yeah, absolutely. For that moment, I accidentally, as I thought I was doing my arrow, I threw my short sword at it, but it's really an arrow. I'll click the right thing next time. But that was my short.
okay.
That was my short sword. It's actually less damage than what the arrow would have been.
Do you want to roll a d8?
Yeah, I could.
D8 plus dex. We'll see what you really get. I'll let you off.
What I really.
Because you're a scrub, and this is your channel, and I feel bad because you.
So 1d8 plus.
I don't want to
3.
make you look bad in front of people on your own channel, you know.
Get out of here. Let's do it. This is what I really get damage-wise. Boom.
5. Same outcome. Same outcome.
Same exact.
Yeah, exact same outcome.
All right.
All right. So as you, all right. Did you say you want to do anything else?
No,
Or are you done?
that's it. Just wanna.
So the one which was lifting up the crossbow, aims it towards the person closest, which is Pith, and fires off a crossbow bolt towards you. Pith, what is your AC, please? This is the armor class, which is a number which I have to beat to be able to deal damage to you.
Where do I find that?
So on your core
19.
AC worn armor.
This is with worn
19?
armor.
19 or 18?
19.
Wow, that is a good AC. You will never die. You will never die.
Don't say that.
Congratulations, me.
So as Pith raises up this shield, this crossbow bolt doesn't even stick to this thing. It just bounces and you easily deflect it away, sending it off into this like glade beyond. But it does start to move backwards, back towards this kind of shadowy rip tear. The other skeleton, the one which has now got an arrow kind of sticking out of his skull, lunges towards Clutch with this tiny little axe in his hand and swings it at you. Clutch, what is your AC?
14.
This is gonna sting.
Oh no!
Oh dear.
Clutch attempts to avoid this attack as this skeleton swings a little axe towards him. You get an arm up and it cuts straight across the bottom of your forearm, and it deals 3 damage to you as you manage to sort of defend yourself and not take the full brunt of this attack, and it now brings its arm back as if to hit you again. However, it is Pith's turn. What would you like to do, Pith?
I'd
So
like to help Clutch.
Okay, yeah, you have
Good lord.
movement, an action, and a bonus action, possible other movement. Ask me if you're confused by anything, but what do you want to do?
I want to attack this skeleton. He just hurt this person I'm not too fond of, but I'd like to make sure he doesn't die.
Wait, I thought we had something.
Wow.
Sorry, Clutch.
I mean,
Stay down on the floor, on the ground, on the grass.
In what way do you want to attempt to help out Clutch?
I'm going to... Let's see what I have here. What do I actually have? Oh yes, I've got a long sword, and I would like to take my long sword, and I'd like to slash it right through this thing.
Okay, so you're going to have to move up to within melee range. So if you move your token to within 5 feet of this thing,
Is that good?
that is good, yeah.
Perfect.
And then swing the long sword. So you have a shield in one hand,
Yes.
so you can only swing it one-handed. But this is the type of thing that you can. If you drop the shield, your AC would be reduced by 2, and you could swing two-handed. Just so you know, that's why there's 2 on there.
Okay.
But hit away.
Right. What do I do?
Oh, you click on attack. Literally, just click attack next to long sword on the right.
Attack next to long sword. On the right.
All
Which
the way on the
is
far right.
far right. Long sword. Boom.
Boom!
Right.
There it
Can I
is.
do it?
So
nice.
Pith comes running up towards this skeleton, which has already kind of got this like arrow in its head, and it's bringing this axe back to try and hit Clutch. However, Pith comes in with this long sword, reaches up as high as she can, one-handed, boom, lops this skeleton's head off. The head flies through the air and lands in the bushes beyond as this thing just collapses into a set of bones and sort of leather scraps from armor. The little rubbish axe rolls off to one side. Pith, GG, well played. You have killed this thing. Is there
Thank
anything
you.
else?
I think I really came through in the clutch.
Hey, I like that. That was good. Thank
That's
you.
it.
You did. You did.
Dream's over. You did
Take
it.
care of your arm.
You did come through in the clutch.
You do have a bonus action for more movement. So if you look with the little ruler, I think you went from here to here. You used 10 feet of your movement. So you could move another 15 feet somewhere if you'd like, or you can stay right there.
Does anyone else need help? Is everyone okay?
I'm just a little guy, so just don't forget about me over here, okay?
Right. I'm going to go over here to Poocakes and see if
Okay.
he needs any shielding. So how far can I move?
So you can move
Careful.
15 feet. So you use the ruler on the toolbar to like measure from yourself where you can go. Do you see the ruler on the left? There's that like
Yes.
click on that one and then drag, click and drag with the ruler. There you go.
Right. I'm going to go over here
All right.
to
You've only
move my
got 15
character right
feet.
in front of Poocakes, and I think I've used all of my movement.
Yeah. You use 5 foot more, but I'll let you off because it's noob rules. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
It's fine. For the voiceover, you get that 5 feet of extra movement. Cool. So Pith runs over, readying the shield in front of Poocakes. The final skeleton sort of makes his move now and starts to head towards Chaplin, who's caught his eye. Just about manages to get in front of him, I think. Yes. Brings up a short sword and swings it down towards Chaplin. What is your AC, please?
My AC would be 18 there.
An 18. So very easily. Do you have a shield, or you just?
I do have a shield, yes.
Then very easily this thing swings towards you, and you get this shield up and deflect an attack. Once again, this skeleton is unable to hit one of you, but it does bring its arm up as if it's going to hit Chaplin again. However, Chaplin, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
At that attack, I rebuttal. And I rebuttal with a hammer strike coming down at this skeleton, this abomination in front of me.
Do it.
For a 9.
For a 9. So you come swing down on this thing, but as it's moving its arm back, you actually kind of stumble a little bit, and you're not expecting it to move quite as quickly as it does as it swings back, and you just miss its horrible little skeleton face with this giant warhammer swinging. And Chaplin, swing and a miss with that warhammer. Do you want to do anything else on your turn?
At this time, no. I'm going to be in a defensive position, protecting the little goat man behind me, Mr. Poocakes.
So both Chaplin and Poocakes, I think you already used a spell each. So I want remember that you've used a spell slot, because is minor illusion a spell, or is it? I'm pretty sure that's a spell, right?
I used Cure Wounds, and I have it noted that I'm 1 spell down right now.
Yeah. So Poocakes, it is your turn. Anything you want to do in particular?
As the skeleton looks at these two, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I just really want to hide, but instead I pull a little encouragement up and I decide to hit this beautiful looking ugly skeleton in the face with a witch bolt.
Cool. So cast your spell Witch Bolt.
If I'm correct, it's just cast spell, correct?
Literally just cast spell, yeah.
Boom.
Boom. How does this look, this Witch Bolt?
This witch bolt, as I'm reeling back to cast the witch bolt, I stumble just a little bit because of my tiny goat feet. As I'm stumbling, I slowly look at both Pith and both Chaplin and say, "Look out!" Because slowly I'm still kind of learning what I'm doing with this sort of magic, and as I tell them to look out, both of them slowly and carefully kind of step out of the way as my witch bolt continues to, as some would say, almost like a force lightning, just starts to stir up at my base.
Yeah. Witch Bolt is literally force lightning, and this does connect. You attack it. This lightning casts out from each of your fingers, very much like a Palpatine maneuver here. As you connect this electricity to this skeleton, it kind of like wriggles and moves under the electricity. It's clearly taken some damage, but it doesn't just explode or fall apart or anything like that. However, with Witch Bolt, it doesn't release. It's like a concentration spell that you can hold up and in place. So now that you've actually hit the creature, you can just roll damage continually every turn, if you'd like to, and then without the concentration being broken, you could just like Palpatine this thing down.
Careful! Just don't get in between us. Don't cross the path, Pith or Chaplin. Do not cross the path. I barely know what I'm doing. Fuck me, skeleton.
How did you even do that? I didn't even know you could do that.
You can move if you'd like to. You can get up to 30 feet away from this skeleton. If you want to try and get further back, you could probably move to like somewhere over here and still hold the Witch Bolt up.
Let's see here. Let me quick. What do we got here? Where's Clutch at? There's Clutch. All right, so let's go. Oh yeah, I like that. All right, I got it.
It's like a laser light show on the screen right now.
As I'm casting my ridiculous lightning bolts on this skeleton, I slowly make my way around Chaplin, asking him to duck over under my lightning bolts as I walk slowly and surely behind Clutch.
Cool.
Dang it, that's not behind.
I give it a little duck and just go right under it.
Clutch.
Yeah.
You're up. So
All
this
right.
little Poocakes, half goat man with electric fingertips, runs past you.
Oh man! All right, I'm gonna look over at this skeleton that they're fighting. From what I can see, how is it looking? Pretty bruised up, or how, is it just a skeleton? Because I'm already amazed. There's a skeleton in front of me.
It's a skeleton that's kind of smoking because it's being electrocuted, but it's still kind of functioning.
All right, I'm gonna raise up my bow, cock back the arrow, just give a little smile. I'm gonna look over at Poocakes and be like, I'm just a little turd, and I'm gonna let go of the arrow and fire it right at him.
Cool. Fire away.
Here it goes, the right thing. Yeah!
Boom! You fire an arrow. Flies true again. Flies towards this thing. It attempts to raise up its sword arm to try and sort of defend itself, but this electricity is restricting it hugely. And another arrow just goes straight in one side of this thing's skeleton temple and out the other. This thing's kind of like moving around really oddly. It's now covered in electricity and it's got an arrow sticking through its skull. But it doesn't explode into like bits and pieces like it did when Pith lopped the head off of the other one. It still appears to be sort of trying to fight back. You want to try and do something else?
No, that's all I got. I'm just gonna smile at Poocakes and be like, you see that?
I'm not quite sure why he's smiling at me.
I didn't hear that.
I'm just trying to
Trying to
electrocute
make
things.
friends with you. If you want to be friends with it.
Did he not see that I'm electrocuting something right now?
Oh yeah, sorry. Keep doing that.
Thanks.
Watching this little goat man run across the field with this bright electricity firing out of his hands, you notice that this skeleton towards the bottom raises up a crossbow and follows him along. Then as Poocakes comes to a stop and Clutch lets go of an arrow, it fires a crossbow bolt towards him. Poocake, what is your AC at the moment? Bear in mind, you are not wearing any armor.
Oh no. Oh no.
Because as a wizard, you need to cast the spell Mage Armor to really have any chance at defending yourself.
That's
so
good.
you have worn armor and you have no armor. So those are your two differences. When you've got Mage Armor on, which lasts 8 hours, by the way, you will have the worn armor number. With the other one, it's when you don't cast it, you have no armor, essentially. So what is the number under no armor?
Ah, boy. Let's see here. Armor class, no armor is 9.
Oh my god.
9.
My
This
AC is
crossbow
9.
bolt flies through the air and strikes this little goat man inside, just under the ribs on the left-hand side, and sort of struggles backwards as a crossbow bolt sits poking out of his side. I think I need a Constitution check from you, a con saving throw. But I'm cool. Your spell stays up though.
Yeah. I am a bad.
Managed to remain concentrating on this spell. and it
How
doesn't
much
break.
damage did it do, Brad?
But it did deal 6 damage to you, so your HP is reduced by 6.
So bring that
on
down in
your-
the current, yeah.
Yeah, on your character sheet, you've got current and max. What happened?
Oh. Good night, sad princess.
Was the con
I'm
check
dead.
irrelevant?
What?
Okay, so reduce your current HP to 0.
0.
And we
No!
see Poocakes. Okay. So in fact, although for a moment he bolsters himself and holds this lightning spell up, you see his eyes like roll up and he just falls over. You're not dead. You're unconscious. You're KO right now. You're on 0 HP. You have a chance. You still have a chance to stay alive. You are now in death saving throws unless somebody can save you. So Poocakes falls over. The lightning spell drops, and this skeleton in front of you starts to load up a new bolt. This skeleton is dead. So Pith, it is your turn after witnessing all of this. What would you like to do?
Right. I'm not sure what to do. I'm sort of standing there, like Goatman was alive, and he was casting a spell, and now he's flat on the ground on his face. So I'm still trying to take this in. I'm going to go as I see the skeleton recharging his crossbow. He's obviously going to try and shoot someone else. So I'm going to go over. I'm going to attack this other skeleton, which is. Wait, which skeleton is this one? Is it the one in the back? The one all the way.
Yeah, that's the one that shot with the crossbow.
Yeah, so
That's the one all the way down there. Well,
yeah.
I don't think there's any way I can get to him.
He's too far away for your little halfling
God,
mate.
he shot 50 feet.
He shot a very long distance. Very long distance indeed. Right. I'm sort of at loss for words. Can I can I use someone else's move space and throw myself down there?
What is it? Tell me what it is you
Try,
can do. Let
to
me
try. Can I have someone lob me? Can someone please toss me towards this skeleton? I can take my long sword and cut it in half.
Can someone toss me?
What you have is you do have a set of javelins on your back, which are like spiky things that you can throw.
Right, I
That
forgot
is
about
your
my
long-range
javelins.
weapon. Do you have any other classy things? No, you just have javelins and a long sword and a shield. So you can attempt to throw one at the other one. I mean, there is one right next to you, swinging a short sword at Chap.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about this guy right here. Well, I'm
there's
gonna
one,
take care
oh
of him.
my god.
Behind you, in front of you, there is this skeleton and Chaplain kind of swinging these huge weapons just above you, to the left of you, about a foot away.
Right, I'm gonna go for this skeleton first. Sorry, Poocakes. They can't hear me. You're probably unconscious, but I'm gonna go for this thing that's standing right in front of me. I can avoid sure death. So I'm going to. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna attack with my sword. I'm gonna try and hit it again.
Yes.
See if I can kill it. Lob off its head. Right.
Attack with the long sword with
Okay.
the attack button.
Okay. Attack with the long sword. Okay, and boosh.
Nice. So as all this is happening, Pith just wildly swings towards this skeleton right next to her. It is embroiled in this like back and forth with Chaplain at the moment, as Chaplain is potentially probably trying to attempt to get away from it, and it swings very, very harshly towards him. And Pith, with your lower stature, you swing at its stomach, but it lurches out of the way in its own swing towards Chaplain, and you swing and a miss this thing, and the sword doesn't connect with the skeleton, and it continues to swing for Chaplain. What do you want to do with your rest of your turn? You can attempt to move, or I don't think you have any bonus actions. If you move, remember, if you move out of the threat range of something which is directly next to you, it will get the option, it will get like an opportunity attack, which means it gets like a free attack on you using its reaction. The same thing would be the same for you though. So if this thing, for example, tried to move to here, you two would both be able to attack it freely. However, that's what I'm just warning you now. If you try and run anywhere, it will be able to kind of attempt to attack you. If it chooses to, it might not choose to, but still.
Okay. I just want to get out of the way of this thing because I already tried once. I think I should just back up at this point. Try to defend myself because I don't know if it's going to come for me or not.
I mean, yeah, you can just like heft up your shield right there.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to heft up my shield right there.
Cool. As you do so, it doesn't even seem to notice you. It is focused on Chaplain as it
damn.
I'm down here, you jerk.
It swings its long sword, chattering its little skeleton mouth towards Chaplain. Chaplain again brings up this shield and clank. The sword bounces off of it very easily, and it brings its sword back again to try and hit you. As Chaplain, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna turn, and I notice that Mr. Poocakes has fallen unconscious, and I'm going to yell, "Saloon, please use my words to heal Mr. Poocakes."
Is that voice again?
Holy crap.
This golden words fly out of my mouth and fly towards Mr. Poocakes. And they meant him for 5 hit points.
There we go. So, Mr. Poocakes, you sort of regain conscious again, and you're like the crossbow bolt in your side kind of does like the Wolverine bullet from the head thing, where it just pops itself out and heals almost entirely shut. You've gained 5 HP, but you are prone, so you're laying down at the moment.
I don't know what happened, but whatever one of you did that, thank you.
Just lay back down. Lay back down.
I don't want
Down.
You're just a blob. You're just a real pretty blob right now, lady. You're a pretty blob.
Right, I'm the pretty blob. Lay down.
Pretty blob.
Idiot.
Pretty
Chaplain.
blob.
Anything else on your turn, Chaplain?
I'm still just gonna be right up in the skeleton's face.
All right.
With my shield out, just staring at him.
Poocakes, the blob on the ground. You can stand up. Standing up from prone takes half of your movement. So I think you have 30. So you'll only have 15 feet of movement left if you want to stand up.
I slowly stand up, and as I'm standing up, my rib, it kind of still in pain from being shot, regardless of the mending. I stand up and I look over at Chaplain and I yell at him and say again, "Thank you. It still hurts, but you're the best." Oh, I still don't really understand what's happening.
Anytime, my friend. Anytime.
As I'm sitting there wounded, holding my severed, awkward-looking rib, I look over at my friend Clutch and I ask him, as nice as I possibly can while hurting, "Clutch,
Yep.
you just stood there and watched me take an arrow?"
No, it happened it happened at a time I was shooting my arrow. There was some. We are still in battle.
I know. I'm casting something right now. I would, if I can, I've casted 2 spells. I'm going to cast Mage Armor.
Okay, so let's have a look. On your character sheet, you have on the right of the spell book, you've got spell slots. Max 2 used. At the moment, you've got 0. That's a good way for you to track it. You see where it's going up in numbers. It's updating.
It's not updating for me. It hates me.
Do you see it?
Ah, yes. Okay, I see. Okay.
So you can track it in there. But yeah, this will be your second spell. So cast Mage Armor on yourself. And this will give you a higher AC should somebody fire another thing. I guess if I just put it up there for people to see. What does your Mage Armor look like, though? Does it do anything?
The coolest thing about my Mage Armor is the shape of a shield with a beautiful lady goat on it. It's wonderful. It's got beautiful pristine golds and silvers.
It's wonderful.
And above all, it covers everywhere around me, but you can still see straight through it. It's kind of weird, but it's great.
Like the Sonic bubble.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like the Sonic bubble from when you're running.
Yeah.
I like the lady goat on your shield. Is that your mother?
Not quite. I think that's a story for another time since we're still in battle, miss, but you ask me later and I will tell you about these lady goats. I would, in fact, love to.
You have 15 feet of movement if you'd like to move, or you can stay right there.
I'm going to go ahead and just move straight. What's that, 15 feet, you said?
Yeah, you got 15 feet.
Oh my god.
All right, I got this. What are you laughing at?
Just there's so much going on around me, like I've never seen it or experienced. I'm a little overwhelmed, but it's okay.
I hobble my way over behind Chaplain in order to try to make sure I don't get shot by another arrow.
Fair enough. Clutch, your turn.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna. This skeleton's still alive that they're dealing with right in front of them?
Yeah, there's 2 skeletons of the 3 still alive.
All right, so the closer one, I'm gonna highlight it. I'm gonna look at that one and be like, I'm just gonna look at it, draw back my arrow one more time. Probably gonna do this a lot. I'm gonna stare at it and be like, you about to die, boy. You about to die. I'm gonna let it go and shoot it right into its face. Here it comes. It's coming right now. You have no idea how hard it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit so freaking hard. Boom. God damn it.
Have a look. I'm gonna come.
Maybe.
So he announces all of these things and then fires an arrow into the trees beyond. Only missing the skeleton.
That was good. That was good.
Thank you.
I think you have an extra.
I slowly look over at Clutch and just kind of not quite sure what to do.
Oh god, so embarrassing.
Did you not take archery? Do you have archery as a thing, or do you not get that yet?
I think I get that level 2.
Oh, that's why. Okay. All right. You still would have missed. The arrow flies into the trees.
Thank you, man.
And yeah, the skeleton which you sort of fire an arrow at. Wait, you fired it at the guy down here at the bottom?
Yeah, no, right here.
At the other one?
Yeah.
All right, well, this one fires at you.
What?
Because, yeah, its little target got up and scampered away in a sonic bubble.
Oh, crap.
And this thing's just kind of dumb. It's just looking directly ahead of it. It sees only one of its two targets. It fires a crossbow bolt at you. What is your AC, please, Mr. Clutch?
It's my AC is 14.
14?
14.
Clutch takes another crossbow bolt
Ah! Jesus!
high up in one shoulder as he's raising up this this
Stings, doesn't it?
It deals 3 damage to you, Clutch,
All right.
as it begins to load up another crossbow bolt.
How many crossbow bolts does this thing have?
I mean, it's only shot 2.
He's mini Deadpool. He's got like a little bag. He's got-
To be honest, I think you could pull his bones off and shoot us with those too.
That's an amazing shot, to be sure, but oh, Clutch.
There you go.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, Pith, what would you like to do?
Right, I'm gonna go over here, see if I can't go back to this skeleton thing, try and hurt it. I'm gonna
Wait.
swing my longsword once
This
again.
one's dead.
Oh, this one's dead.
Wait, which one? Are you hitting this one here?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, sorry. I saw a random arrow point at the dead one.
Okay. All right. Can I attack it then?
Yeah, swing your longsword. Go for it.
I'm actually gonna swing my. Oh, no, I've only got one. I've only got one longsword because I've got my shield. I don't have a two-hand longsword. Obviously, that's back there. So I have to use my longsword.
You can drop your shield for this turn, grip the longsword in 2 hands, and if you hit, you'll do more damage. Well, you'll have a higher chance of doing more damage because you roll a higher dice.
Okay. Wait, I've got an idea. Can I move and then attack?
Yeah.
Okay. I am gonna move down here behind it. So I'm going to run. I'm gonna run up behind the skeleton. I'm gonna turn around, and then I'm gonna attack it from behind because it's so focused on Chaplin right now. And I'm going to roll. I'm going to attack with my longsword and see if I can do any damage to it from behind.
Nice. So you've got into a position which gives you advantage over this creature, so you have a higher chance to hit it. So when you're behind it, it's totally concentrating on Chaplin, and you're in a position where you can like aim at a specific point or just backstab it, kind of thing. So
Pretty sure it can't even see me. It doesn't even look at me.
Yeah, he can't even see you. So you get to take the higher of the 2 numbers, the 9 and the 10. Just you get to take whichever one is highest. Unfortunately for you, it's a 9 and a 10. So somehow, even though you've got into a perfect position, you stand there, you raise your shield, you steel yourself to swing this sword at this thing. You swing at it, and again, it swings forward towards Chaplin, and you miss. And you cut off a thin leather strip from the bottom of his arm.
Ah,
Floats
fuck's
down to
sakes.
the ground in
It's
front
so
of you.
funny to see just over and over. Just
This little
every
this
time.
little halfling is just running around this skeleton, swinging as it moves, and then
Oh, man.
running to another place and swinging and missing.
And it's accidentally missing. Like it's like he's just moving with. Oh
Yeah.
man, with McLogan.
every single time.
The skeleton does indeed swing for McCloken. What was your AC? We'll hopefully eventually learn everyone's AC and names and stuff, but I can't remember, so I'm going to keep asking.
What's my AC? It's 18.
18. The skeleton finally, as Chaplin lifts up this shield, it's not quite fast enough because this thing lunges forward, and this short sword stabs straight through, straight over the shield and straight through your shoulder, and this thing deals a heavy 8 damage to you.
Oh no.
Short sword buries itself
Chaplin!
into your shoulder, pulls the thing out, and some of the blood flicks back over Pith's chainmail and face. Chaplin,
Yes.
it is your-
I'm going to come back and look there, and I look very wary for terror. There's a lot of blood, and I'm going to swing my hammer and ignore the pain. I got
Swing
to
it.
12.
Oh my god. You guys, come on.
Wait. Do I have advantage?
No.
Oh.
why do you
Well,
think-
because we're flanking.
Oh no, there is no flank roll. It's too OP.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's a 5e variant that I just don't play anymore because it's horribly game breaking. I did it once and never again. Yeah, you swing at this thing and it's flicking its sword back, and this hammer swings straight past its face. You're probably off kilter. You've just taken this grievous wound to one shoulder and you're swinging this thing and you miss, unfortunately. However, Poocakes is right there behind you. What would you like to do? Cakes.
So as I look ahead and I see these two people that I've just met swinging frantically at the skeleton and consistently missing, I realize that I could potentially be the only hope to kill this skeleton, at least this one, at least the one that's right in front of us.
No way.
And as this is happening, I jar back for a second and I think to myself, what can I do to help the situation? So I only have two choices, and I think to myself very much, and I decide that I'm going to try to hit this creature with a firebolt.
Nice.
And as I rear back and try to cast this firebolt, I cast the firebolt and I
Crit. That is a crit
Oh!
attack.
Oh!
Yeah. You basically deal like double damage.
Holy crap!
Wow!
So as I hurl back, I don't barely know what I'm doing, and this little tiny fireball starts appearing in my hand. And as I go to pretty much Hadouken it, as some people in the channel might know, I scream at Chaplin, and both on top of Chaplin, I also scream at Meredith as well. I mean Pith.
Miriam.
And sorry, I scream at both of them. Get out of the way! This is gonna be big! And as I continue to wrench back, the ball just gets bigger, and Chaplin just looks at me. He just looks at me with this distraught, scared, this is not good, and he does something, but I'm not sure because I'm not him.
He looks at you. That's what he's doing.
That's it.
He looks at me, and the ball just continues to get bigger, and then whoosh, it kind of starts flying towards Chaplin.
and flies past Chaplin and utterly and completely.
what the hell are you doing there, Jesus?
I'm sorry. You have to understand. You have to understand that you're in the way.
I accidentally killed Pip. I meant to kill the skeleton. Boom. So it's like a Hadouken instead of like a fireball, because this is like a proper massive Kamehameha of a Hadouken, if it is so. Because you've dealt a grand total of 12 damage.
Oh my god.
This like, if you've ever cast this before, Poocakes, it's like a nice fiery ball sort of thing. This thing came out like blue fire, 3 times the size, and perfectly on target for where you wanted it to go. And this thing just hits this skeleton and reduces it to nothing but ash. Even the metal on this thing's sword, on its shield, just is reduced to just nothing.
Amazing.
It's melted down, and this thing is just gone. There's just a black smear on the ground where it once was.
Oh, that was surprising.
Clutch.
Yeah. All right, so I got like an arrow sticking out of me, a slash down my arm. I'm gonna
You look pretty messed up.
I'm gonna look. Yeah, I am pretty messed up. I need a little bit of cover, so I'm gonna move. Oh man, this is risky. I can move 30, right? Or is it 20?
Yeah.
All right.
You're a human. You got 30.
Can I can shoot through people, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. As long as I don't hit a 1. All right. I'm gonna move over here.
I'm not playing any hardcore rules. It's
Okay.
pretty chill.
All right. I'm gonna move behind Poocakes, and I'm gonna like just really quickly be like, hey man, I just want to say I saw that fireball, and that was mighty impressive.
Of course.
All right, cool. Then I'm gonna pull back my longbow and aim it at the skeleton down at the bottom.
Cool.
And fire
Fire away.
a beautiful shot that does this.
Nice. So,
Something.
again, yeah, an arrow fires true. This one actually flies past Poocakes over Chaplin's head maybe and dives down. And yeah, you hit this this skeleton. It kind of cracks a couple of ribs and they snap off as this arrow goes through it.
Why is it called Mini Deadpool?
He's got an unlimited set of ammo.
Oh,
and
man.
it breaks Mini Deadpool's little ribs. And they sort of splinter off like a few of them behind it, and it kind of staggers backwards. But it hasn't died. In fact, what it does is it raises up its crossbow and fires one into the group, aiming specifically at the closest member, Pith. However, the crossbow bolt, while you're not even looking, you're just standing, staring at this just decimated.
Oh yes, my eyebrow hairs are still singed off.
Yeah, you're worrying about your eyebrows, and there's just this gone. This skeleton, which was once there, is now gone. And as you look down at this kind of black, ashy mess in front of you, a crossbow bolt lands straight in the middle of it, as this thing just about barely misses you. And it is now your turn.
What the bloody hell was that from? Did he shoot at me?
Behind you!
I don't think she's realized that there's still another gentleman over there trying to kill
There's
us.
still another one.
Can you
Miriam,
not see it?
Miriam, we
I
got
have
to
to
focus
turn
here. We're in the
around.
middle of
Oh
a
dear,
fight.
there we go.
My,
Got to take care of Mini Deadpool then.
I am old.
So it's my turn.
It's your turn. So you've got movement of up to 25 feet because you're a halfling and you've only got little legs. Or you've got javelins that you can attempt to throw at this thing. Or you can do whatever you want. You can run away and make a daisy chain if you'd like. It's entirely up to you.
I'm gonna attack it.
Okay. Would you like to attack it with the sword or with the javelin?
With a sword, please. I'm
Then
gonna move
run on in.
all the way down here. I'm gonna
That's it.
charge up at it. I'm gonna run and I'm gonna yell at it like ah, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to assert dominance over skeletons.
You see that little rabbit running, just screaming?
I heard that.
I'm sorry.
Right, so I'm gonna
actually thought that
attack
was
with my
funny.
longsword. I'm gonna try and attack with my longsword with the skeleton.
Do
Because
it.
I don't see any sword on it. I only see a crossbow. So if I can somehow hinder this thing from reloading this crossbow, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna roll my
Before you roll your attack, you can do something special if you'd like. You can try and like disarm this thing. You have a multitude of other different things that you can do on your action. I will just list them off, and if just do your best to commit them to some sort of memory.
Okay.
Attack, cast a spell, climb a creature, dash, disarm, disengage, dodge, grapple, help, hide, mark, overrun, ready, search, shove, use an object. I know that's just me shouting a load of words at you.
Can I
but to
shove
give you
it?
an idea of the different things that you can do. So a shove will just push it 5 feet away from you.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't actually, if I shove it, it doesn't actually lose the crossbow. It just.
No, but you can disarm it.
I'd like to disarm it then, because I'm not technically sure that I can win against skeletons, given my history with them so far. I've missed pretty much every single time. So I'm going to
awesome.
try and disarm this skeleton.
Yeah,
I can do.
roll. You need to make an attack roll, so you can just roll
Okay.
your longsword if you'd like.
Roll my longsword. Right.
And then
Let's roll that.
a 19. So basically, what I have to do is make an athletics or an acrobatics check to attempt to stop you from disarming me. I have rolled a 2.
Oh my god.
So Pith comes running in and just
That's right.
slices at this thing's crossbow, and it connects with it easily. And this thing's a little skeleton. It looks like me in real life, and it just smacks this this crossbow out of its hands, and it flies through the air and
Yeah,
lands
that's right.
beyond
Where's
it.
your
And
crossbow now?
he looks down at his like hands, his skeletal hands, and looks up at you and starts to look around for its crossbow. You have successfully disarmed the creature.
Fantastic. You can
But that
thank
was
me
your
later.
that was your action. You have movement and stuff, but I'm guessing you don't want to use any
Thank
of
you
it.
for that.
Chaplain, it is your turn.
I'm like kind of resting on my hammer a little bit and like nursing my wound, and I go, Saloon, I'm very hurt, but if you can lend me my power to use the sacred flame.
Boom.
That's the best
Wham.
possible one
Yeah.
to shout. Yeah, so you fire a sacred flame through the air. How does it look when you actually?
So I'm holding my wound, and you see this amulet like light up, and like kind of like scorch fire like across my chest and like veins, and then goes into like through my hammer, and I point my hammer towards Mini Deadpool, and it just flies at him and engulfs him.
Cool. Yeah, and it does engulf him. He's kind of looking around, trying to work out why he's not holding a crossbow anymore. And boom, this sacred flame just hits him, it engulfs him, and he stumbles around a lot more, looks up again towards where it came from, can't work it out, and continues to look about, singed and broken in places, looking for his crossbow. He doesn't look too great, but he's still kind of moving. Mr. Poocakes, would you like to do anything on your turn?
I sit there and I look, and is it a thought process to what Clutch had done before? I look at Clutch and I just kind of smile in a very awkward manner, kind of trying to mock what he smiled at me as I killed the skeleton from earlier, but in much more of a mocking way, as he can't hit anything from the broadside of a barn. I then look over at the skeleton, realizing Pith is very close to it, and I realize that there's not really much I can do from this area. So I decided to get a little bit closer. I'm correct. I got 30. Is that right? 30?
I think so. Yeah. I don't know. Sata.
30. Let me look real quick.
Off my head. You're the first one I've ever seen. So it says, oh, you have even more. You have 35. So on your core stats in the top right, you have 35 feet of movement. I'm guessing actually those little legs aren't a hindrance in terms of just gaining distance and moving.
He does little goat hops across the field.
Yeah. I'm guessing you probably cannot be hindered by mountainous terrain either, because you always see goats in impossible places on mountains, right?
It's true.
So you're probably a bit of a mountaineer.
So knowing that and seeing that Mini Deadpool is looking pretty hurt, I slowly but surely stand up, holding my wound, and hobble my way very close to the skeleton. And as I got dang stupid wrong button, come here. I get close to the skeleton, and as I get close to him, I realize that if I'm correct, what is it for cantrips? How many can I use a day, cantrip-wise?
As many as you want. Cantrips are unlimited.
As I look up, I look again at Pith's poor scorched eyebrows and look out as I compare and get ready to cast another fireball on.
Oh no, I'm moving out of the way of this one.
On this hit. I'm going to hit him. I hope. Where'd it go? Where'd my spells go? They're gone. They're gone forever. I quit.
I quit.
They're gone.
Oh my god, dude! Jesus!
Flies forward and just utterly, completely destroys the skeleton in front of you. It is just reduced to ash once more. Congratulations. You have defeated the skeletons, and you're all still kind of mostly alive.
Yeah.
You have done it. You have done it, everyone.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Now seal that bloody rift.
We did it! We freaking did it!
Rift? There's still a rift up there. He is right.
Yeah, so again, like there's only really one skeleton left behind up at the top there, and then there's two piles of ash. But there is this kind of shadowy moving area. It's just like an odd translucent-y kind of shadow that's just moving through the air.
Guys, wait up. Wait up. What is that?
Does my crystal react to anything to it? I'm gonna be holding it out and seeing and like kind of slowly approaching.
Cool, yeah. As you bring the crystal closer towards the shadow, it starts to glow faintly white. You know, it was sort of two-tone before. Now it's just a solid white, and it's a little brighter than it was before. It doesn't seem to affect the shadow.
Your crystal's glowing.
I'm gonna
I
pull
would
out.
have to say that I think you need to get closer to that rift.
I'm getting a little bit closer.
Oh, I'm staying back here.
Just a little bit, though.
I'm gonna pull out my crystal at the same time, and I'm gonna come up to Chaplin, right by his side, and hold it close to it.
Same thing happens with yours. The crystal begins to like glow a faint white color. But as you hold them out, nothing really happens other than the fact that the crystals are definitely reacting to something.
can I erase it? Like do an eraser motion on the
That actually does
the
not look
wrist.
like an eraser motion. I know what
Nah,
that is.
I don't need. You're definitely not erasing nothing if you know what I mean.
I'm holding the crystal shard. It's a giant crystal. Like, okay.
Yeah, you do an eraser motion, and yeah, again, like nothing really happens. Do you like put your hand in the shadow or anything, or do you just kind of put it near it?
I just put it near it. I don't really trust it. I don't know what's on the other side of that. Skeletons came out. No.
I would like to identify this shadow. I would like to identify.
As in, you would like to cast the actual spell
Identify.
Identify.
Yes.
First of all, unfortunately, you have used both of your.
That's right. It's
spell
a.
slots.
Wait, isn't it a cantrip?
It's not a cantrip, but it is a ritual, which means you can sit down for 10 minutes and cast this spell without using any spell slots. However, do you have a pearl worth at least 100 gold pieces?
Hold on.
Highly doubtful.
I got these pan pipes. Will these pan pipes do anything?
No. Well, I mean, you can just try playing the panpipes if you want. What is?
Poocakes slowly pulls out his pan pipes.
Let's have a quick look at what the panpipes do.
Panpipes, interesting.
Well, what the panpipes do is they cast vicious mockery on the shadow, and just nothing happens. You potentially shout some sort of abusive language at the shadow, and it's certainly like arcane, but nothing actually happens.
Mr. Poocakes, oh my god.
Is that actually necessary?
Yeah, I don't think that was very appropriate.
I don't think you can
What were you
understand.
thinking there? That was just being rude.
Rude. What's that mean?
You don't know what rude means.
I mean, I know what it means, but what's it mean in your buffoony language?
Yeah, you're just very mean to something or someone.
Oh, rude in my language means we love you.
Oh.
Sorry. I was very confused. Your
Wait.
forthcomings were very. Anyways, why is your crystal glowing? Can we figure this out? I'd like to.
Yeah, hold on. I have an idea. I have an idea.
Are you?
Listen.
What's your
remember,
idea?
remember that big old dude? Remember that guy? He said if we all have to do it together. So maybe if we all, I know this is a little weird, but we just met. Maybe if we all hold hands and get close to this gray sort of split.
I don't like holding hands.
Yeah.
I don't like touching.
We can
people.
we can
how about-
huddle. What a bad huddle.
You said
Can I hold my own hands?
But how about we all just hold the crystal? Hold the crystals together and we all hold them together.
Yeah,
Touch the crystal.
yeah.
Yes.
So I'm gonna bring the crystal to the middle.
Oh, it's cold.
slowly reach over with one finger and touch a part of the chaplain's crystal.
We're all awkwardly touching the crystal now. Is anything
All right.
happening?
As you all touch the crystal, you're sort of vaguely aware, because you all innately sort of learned in some way that this spell doesn't actually require you to be touching the crystal just each other. As long as two of you have the crystal, or as long as the crystals are on your persons, you guys could hold hands and both crystals be on Chaplain, kind of thing. You don't really need to touch the crystals, just touch each other.
Oh.
But I guess you could kind of touch the crystals and
Does
begin.
that hurt, Clutch? Does that hurt?
I swear I got stabbed in the arm. Can you stop?
Right, that's why I was doing that.
I just take one of my
Curious.
fingers and slightly touch Mr. Poocakes' finger.
As he touches me, I jump sideways, realizing he's not trying to hurt me, but he somehow or another managed to poke me right in my arrow wound in my ribs.
Well, I'm touching your finger.
E.T. style.
Yes.
So
What is E.T.?
we're all putting our fingers up together, I think, right now. Is this
I guess what I'll do is if I write in here this, I will add this like as an official thing that you can do. But this is essentially what you're doing now. As each of you sort of starts to concentrate and sort of cast this spell between you, you start to feel again like there's a certain serenity and a peace that comes over each of you as you're touching each other and the crystal, and you begin to cast the magic flip, where you flip in and out of Tareen and Feyraw. After about 30 seconds into the 10 minutes that you need to do this for in order to be able to cast the spell, each of you give me a perception check, please.
All right.
Where do we see the perception? Oh, I see.
Under your skills.
Yes, and then you just click the
And then click, the one next to it.
I've got it.
Cool. As you're each sort of concentrating on this spell and standing sort of near each other,
Damn.
Poocakes, Clutch, and Miriam, you notice a skeletal hand start to reach through the shadow behind you.
That's not good. I'd
need
like to say.
There. As you push it back, I don't want to touch it.
Can I push the hand back into the hole?
Yeah.
All right.
Like,
I'm
you
holding
push the hand
Yeah.
back through the hole. Give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh no. All right. Dexterity, where you at?
I believe in you, Clutch.
Nah, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be all right. There we go.
Cool. As you push the hand through, you feel 2 or 3 other hands grip at your wrist and attempt to
No.
grab you, and you whip your hand out, and you successfully get your hand free. But there's definitely some shit on the other side. Again, the a couple of seconds later, this hand come back through.
I think that maybe we should move away from the. I don't think that this is safe. I don't think we're doing anything touching crystals here next to each other. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not a complete smart person, but I am pretty intelligent, and I'm gonna tell you right now. I think that just sitting here next to this this shadow is. I'm a goat man, maybe to you guys, but I think we should leave.
Hey, I got an idea. Exactly what you're saying. I completely agree. We go hide in the woods. We cast this spell. We see where it takes us. We go on this journey because we are together.
If you want to say it that way, that's fine. But I just don't want to be anywhere near this shadow anymore.
I'm not sure if being together is a bonus, but okay. I see what you're saying.
Thank you.
You guys are harsh, man. All right. So,
But my question is, what about this rift? We have to close this rift somehow.
You know
Is
how to
it not
close the ring?
closed?
I have no idea.
Well, Clutch, put the hand back.
yeah,
I don't know.
I put it back, but they're still coming out. I don't. It's like a leaky horse penis.
Okay, I think we need to go.
Wait, what if we use the other part of the crystal? Does that do anything? What if we touch that instead? What if that closes up the portal?
Yeah, what
Skeletal face peers through now, and he starts to walk through.
What
Straight
happens
away, he
when-
notices each of you?
what happens when we combine the crystals together? Nothing.
They continue to glow, sort of a faint white glow. Nothing really happens to the shadow. In front.
I think we're just gonna have to go. I can't think of anything.
Into the woods. We gotta go into the woods.
So do you guys turn tail and just run? Yeah, all right.
Pretty much. That's
So
what we're
we
doing.
see the group with holding these crystals, hoping it closes the thing, just turn as a skeleton starts to shamble through.
Oh my!
Skeleton shambles through, and each of the people in the group turns around and starts to run, I guess, away from the shadow and into the forest. And I feel like that's a pretty good time to jump to our second break.
Yeah. As we run, as we
As
run
you
away.
Run away.
Hey,
Run away!
Run.
Run away.
Oh my god.
Brave Sir Robin.
All right, we'll be back in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Much love, much respect.
returned.
Returned in this house now.
Yeah, what's going on? We're running.
All right, so
Oh,
you
yeah, we're
guys run and run and run. Which way did you run? Let me just check. On the same map.
Keep running.
All right, so you all went running through the forest. Everybody give me an athletics check under your skills just to see. I want to see who wins this race.
This is my jam.
Athletics. Check.
All
Athletics.
right, let's see.
Wow.
Oh dear.
Jeez,
no.
Chaplain. Oh my
Okay.
God, poo poo.
So, the order that you make it to the into the forest is
Oh my God.
Chaplain, and then Clutch. His name is John S. What a scrub! Can't even change his name on the game, even though it's his channel. What are we in hour 3, and I'm already ripping you for stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So we see these guys run, and like Chaplin easily takes like the lead, even though he's kind of battered up. He kind of runs dead fast into this forest. As you run into the clearing, Chaplin, you sort of brush past a few trees. There's like a dense bunch of foliage ahead of you and stuff like that. Give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Great. This is my best one. Okay.
Whoa!
Pretty good.
Oh, no.
As you're running forward, you suddenly you clear kind of an area of this foliage and run past maybe a tree trunk, and then suddenly you realize there is no more ground in front of you, and you come to a very, very close skidding halt to the very edge of what is literally just kind of the edge of the world. It looks something like this in terms of what we're looking at right now. So if you remember, when you looked up when you first got here, there was like the sky, the stars and stuff seemed very close to where you are. This just continues off this edge. It's like this little floating island in the middle of space, and it's just a little elven glade surrounded by eternity. And
Oh my God.
you sort of come to this realization that very possibly this is either the end of the world or this is just a floating island up somewhere.
Yeah, guys. This is I totally should know where we're going with this. There's nothing. We can't go anywhere.
What do you mean? Hang on, I think I tripped over a small animal or something.
That was me.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks.
All right.
Uh,
I tripped over
alright.
the tripped animal.
Listen. I got it. All right. Didn't you guys feel that thing when we were all touching fingers? No, not that kind of thing. But I'm talking about like I felt something warm. It felt like we were casting something or something was happening. We need to just stay down and stay close together with our souls.
Did you say fingers?
Yeah. I said fingers.
Okay, that wasn't my finger earlier. Anyways, moving along. I don't know if I consider you right or wrong right now, other than stupid, but still, seriously, where are we? I'm not even from here. I have no clue. I think we should stay together. I agree with you, but little halfling, do you have any clue where we're at? I've heard of their world, but I've never heard of this world.
Well, I have no idea. I really can't see too much. I sort of
I
tripped over you, so I hope
I
you're
don't. I don't think we have time to discuss this. And I start grabbing people's hands, just right there, just grabbing their hands, and we got to get ready to go.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
behind
Okay.
you, as you kind of peer through the forest, you do see this like shambling skeleton. He's made it all the way through, and he's starting to move up towards you guys again.
Hold hands, everyone. Hold hands and run.
All right, somebody carry me. I'm hurting.
I pick Poocake up over my shoulder with my tall body, and I hold him very close to the crystal, and we just start like moving away from the skeleton while all still like holding hands.
As I'm on his back, I'm smiling where he can't see me, and I'm just smiling because he really didn't need to carry me, but I've tricked him into it. So.
Jerk.
No, don't forget, you didn't hear me say that because you can't see that. Shut up.
Are you attempting to cast the 10-minute ritual of
Yeah.
sleeping?
Yeah, right? Y'all down?
No,
You want to
I'm-
sleep?
That's what
No,
I'm
it's,
doing.
it's the end of the world. What else are we gonna do?
Sleep.
All right.
We're sleeping.
You're As yeah, you guys are you just gonna be like moving around for 10 minutes?
You guys want to sleep?
No, let's just keep moving around. Or we could jump off and then fucking fall for 10 minutes.
Listen, there are more skeletons coming out of that little thing back there.
There's a lot.
We have to do something.
We're going off the cliff. Let's go. And then fucking, I'm going to start like leaning back and fucking falling off the cliff with these guys.
Right, so Chaplin is going to jump.
I look over at Chaplin, and as he's jumping, I realize that
his hands still.
I realize that Clutch is right behind Chaplin, and as Chaplin gets ready to jump, I slowly but surely use my little legs, and I jump off of Clutch, and I jump onto Chaplin's back before he's getting ready to jump.
We're all going off the edge.
We're all doing it.
I'm going wherever Chaplin goes.
Each of you jumps off of the edge of this kind of like
campaign over. Campaign over. We're done.
Thanks for coming out, guys.
Thank you so much. It's one episode. That's it.
And you all jump or fall as you're all attached to each other, and you fall off of this thing. And as you're all falling, you look up and you do see that it's kind of like a little island, like thing floating in the air or in space. As you fall off of the thing, it gets very cold very quick, and each of you suddenly can't breathe any air at the moment. Everybody needs to give me, I think, a strength check. This doesn't happen too often that you end up in space.
I'm just desperately hanging on to everyone and praying to salute in my head to go.
Please hold on to me, Chaplin.
So as you all fall through this thing, see the tiny little island getting further and further away from you. You're falling with like speed. It's not like falling through space kind of thing where you're moving slowly. You're moving faster and faster and faster. Who's got hold of the crystals? Where are they right now?
I have one.
I have one too.
You have one and you have one?
Yeah.
As you're falling through the air, each of you starts to lose like your breath. Miriam, you straight up lose consciousness because the oxygen is drawn from you, and this is just like a cold feeling and pressure, and we see Miriam just kind of lose consciousness. As she does so, the two crystals kind of light, they turn a very bright white, and each of the four of you is suddenly transported, flipped to another place. Everybody give me con checks now, please.
Brad, are we in Faye?
Oh shit.
No.
Okay. Con checks. Okay, hold on. So many windows open. Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even got it open. Hold on. Oh god. All right. So Poocakes. Let's see. So so suddenly, as this thing, as there's like a very bright white light that each of you sees, bar Miriam, each of you feels. You lose sight of everything. It's like a flashbang has gone off, and then suddenly there is the sounds of a forest. It's a different sounding forest. It's nighttime all around you, and there's below you, moving very quickly towards you, there is a river, and each of you falls, bloom, 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 into the river at an enormous pace. And let's see. Clutch, you take 8 damage.
Oh, I'm out.
And Chaplin, you take 7 damage as you hit this water, and this shock of hitting the water messes you up. Poocakes manages to form a kind of dive and sees the water rushing up, and because he doesn't go into it at a weird angle, he just sees this water coming towards him and just does this.
Yeah.
Flip into the water. Miriam, although unconscious, lands on her shield instead of actually hitting the water flat, and it just, although she goes under and is unconscious, each of you is now underwater in a river. 3 of you are unconscious. Poocakes, you are conscious, but
why Poocakes? Why is he the?
are underwater in a river right now. What do you do?
Hold on. Rewind once real quick. I'm the only one conscious.
You are the only one conscious.
All right, we're gonna pause for like 2 seconds and let me think about something.
You can end it.
Okay, so nah, it's not gonna work. I'm trying to come up with ideas. So first thing I'm gonna do, since I know that that we've got one person that's very close conscious, I see Elspeth kind of semi-floating in and out of the water on her shield, and I run over, I swim over to her as fast as I can as we're going through the current of water, and I look over and I start shaking her profusely.
River. It's not like a river rapids. It's a fairly slow-moving river, but it's still deep enough for these lot to be submerged. You know, it's like at least like 15 feet deep, kind of thing.
Okay. So I'm shaking Elspeth, and I'm trying to wake her up, knowing that the other two look like they're completely out, but I can kind of tell that Elspeth's kind of in and out of consciousness. So I start to shake her, and I'm attempting to shake her into consciousness.
Elspeth, give me a con check again.
I'm peeking. Oh.
Nope, she doesn't wake up.
All
But
right,
she is
so
like starting to sink on this shield. It's a big metal shield.
So, being the small person I am, knowing that I can't carry her and her, well, gosh, I attempt to carry her and put her somewhere on the shore.
Okay,
Somewhere on the shore, because she's the smallest of the three.
Yeah, she's also potentially the heaviest because she's very heavily armored. But give me a strength check.
Come on.
Or in athletics. If you have like a proficiency in athletics, you can use that as a skill instead.
Hold that thought. Let me. Yeah, let's not go with that. Not athletics. They're drowning. I'm trying to save them. I roll the strength. Cha-ching. Oh.
We're dead. We're all dead.
You are completely unable to move Miriam's body. Like
I look ahead down the river, and I look to see what's down the river. What is down the river that we're kind of like?
give me a perception check.
Hold up. Why does this have to come down to me right now?
Nice. All right. So around you, you're actually basically in a village. There's actually like structures on the sort of eastern side of the river, and although it's nighttime, they've all got like lit up windows. It's probably early evening, and there are a bunch of people just milling about, and they're all kind of looking at you and the area, and you can hear the sort of murmurings of people looking and pointing, and this thing has happened.
As I see them and as I notice them in the distance, I swim as far up as I can to try to get to the shore of the water that I can get to. Is that something you want to check?
Nope, you can swim.
Okay. I get to the shore of the water and I see all these people, and I'm hoping that they realize I'm going out of my means. Don't know if they know what I am. Don't know if they know I'm a satyr or not. And I'm just screaming, please help. Please help.
So the townspeople look down. They see this person swimming, screaming, please help, please help. Give me a persuasion check. See how much they want to help you right now.
You said persuasion, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They looking at you, they're confused, they don't understand what the hell is going on, and they don't start to rush towards you, they just run over, but they're kind of wary about what's going on. 2 or 3 of the larger men that are with you run over, and they see a drowning child, and they dive in. As soon as one dives in, another dives in, and then another, and then I just need to do some dice rolls here. These men are epic, I shit you not. One of them is awesome, and he flies into the water. This big burly dude dives in and dives straight for the kid. He drags the child to the shoreline, although she's very heavy for some reason. He drags her out and puts her out on the shoreline. 2 other men jump in and dive under the water, and I guess we're gonna have to see how much. Well, actually, you 2 are just gonna take damage, so you're gonna have 1 failed death saving throw.
Oh my god!
John and McCloken. But they drag you up because you're essentially taking damage while you're already on naught. And they drag you to the shoreline. As you're at the edge of the shoreline, Tiger, one of the like smaller looking men reaches out a hand for you and tries to help you up.
I allow the gentleman to help me up, and I ask him his name.
All right. As he pulls you out of the water, 2 or 3 women behind him scream. They scream and they look and they point. A couple of kids just run and flee in terror. And this guy doesn't seem to be able to work out why. He just turns and says, "The name's Barney," and then looks down, looks back up at you, and turns around and runs away. The bigger men, they help Clutch and Miriam and Chaplin. I will get your names eventually. It's stupid. To the side of the lake, and they begin some very poor CPR. All right, Clutch, you are stable. At this point, is not.
Oh no.
Clutch.
Yeah.
Clutch, you're unconscious. You're just stable.
Oh. I run over to Clutch, and I see that he's stable, and I slap him as hard as I can as a little goat man in the face to try to wake him up.
All right, give me a con check, Mr. Clutch.
Oh.
Yeah, you just about barely wake up, but you cough up a load of water. You are stinging all over your body right now. You've become the world's largest body belly flop from space.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
Why are you screaming?
Shh! They yelled, they screamed. They don't know what I am, I think, and they're scared.
All right.
And if you scream,
The guy which
just-
pulled Miriam out of the water runs away. The one that's looking at you now speaking, that has just dragged Clutch out of the water, looks down at you, sort of. He looks like he maybe is about to attack you, sees that his friends are running, and then runs away too. The other one is just doing the world's worst CPR you have ever seen to Chaplin, who looks starting to go blue in the face.
I don't know.
Heal
Clutch,
him.
do you know CPR?
No, I
I don't know
don't.
CPR. I don't even know what it means. I assume that it means something along the lines of like certified personal assistant or something like that.
That would
But
be
look-
CPA. All right.
What's that?
Do you have anything where you can heal him, mend him? Do you have any bandages?
I only have one idea.
What's that?
No, it won't work. It'll never work.
All right, I'm gonna try and say I'm gonna try and I learned CPR with animals. I know how to bring animals back to life, but I've never really done it on a human. So
Can you please explain to me what this is? What are you going to do to this man?
Oh, just trust me. So I'm gonna run over to him. I'm gonna, breathe into his mouth a lot. Got to do it. It's for a friend, and try and bring him back.
The guy which is doing the poor CPR that just looks like he's seen someone do it once, hitting Chaplin's chest, looks up and says, "Are you a doctor?"
No, I'm not a doctor, but I can be.
Do you have a doctor?
Yes.
Where?
Just up the road, over the river.
All right.
Would you please go get him?
Maybe we should take this man. He's quite big.
Can I pick him up?
You want to pick him up?
I would love to pick him up and try and start running him to the doctor and follow this
All
guy.
right. You and this guy pick up Chaplin, who's heavy as fuck. Give me an athletics check. This guy's fucking awesome. I shit you not. These guys have been rolling the best dice I've ever rolled in my life.
They're saving all right, athletics, boom. Yeah! Rah!
Nice. You guys start like motoring towards the doctor. It has taken a little while though. Mr. McCloak Chaplin, will you please roll me a death saving throw?
Oh my god, please. No!
Oh. Mr. Chaplin rolls, that is a 1, but somehow you have rolled a 2.
Oh, wait, no, never mind. I rolled a con save.
No,
Oh
you
my
rolled a
god,
death
thank
save.
god. If it was a 1, he'd be dead, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he does fail his next death saving
He has 2
throw.
fails?
Fails. And you run this guy to the doctor. You guys are in. Let me show you where you are. So This is a very cheapo map that I had to make because I'm going to have to make a lot of these because you guys are going to be flipping all over the place, so I need to be able to make maps quick. You guys are running up this road here towards this doctor, and as soon as you start running up the road, the guy starts shouting, Miller, 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 and the door of the front door of the doctor slams open, and this guy comes running out. He's like half dressed, and he's got like a little set of spectacles on. He starts running down the road. What is it? What is it? And he sees you guys running with this man. What do you want to do, Mr. Clutch?
Please save my friend. Save my friend. He's been underwater for a bit of time. We fell from a very high area. Can you save him?
Cool. Place him on the ground. And as the other guy helps you put him on the ground, this guy leans down, and okay, I don't know how to fucking prove this to you, but I shit you not, but this fucking doctor just did a crit 20 medicine check.
Why is this town the most badass thing ever?
Everybody
Fate tonight won't die.
Arrow is awesome. And he leans down, he performs CPR and stabilizes Mr. Chaplin. Where at the moment are you, Mr. Sata Poocake?
I am actually, at the moment, I'm actually running over to, I am running over to our friend Meredith here to make sure that she's doing okay. And thankfully she's sleeping, so she can't judge me.
Miriam
Anyways,
is like unconscious, but she's like breathing. She seems like she's alive. She doesn't look like she's in a dire state.
now that we're out of the water, I realize again that it wasn't a good idea to try to wake someone up while they're in the water. So I lean over top of her as well, and I do the exact same thing. I think that if it worked for one of them, it'll work for her as well. And I wrench back and I slap her just about as hard as I can in the face to try to get her to wake up.
Cool. Give me a con check, Miriam.
Oh my god. Right back into it. Fucking love you. Oh my god.
Nope, she doesn't wake up. Okay. If
So
anything,
at this point in time, I realize that there's no way that she is going to wake up. So with my tiny little goat arms, having no one else around me because everybody else has ran away, I realize it's just me and her. But I realize that I can't run through town because everybody's went screaming and running, and I'm still sitting here waiting to see if anybody comes back. So as I'm sitting here with Miriam, I decide there's only one thing I can do. I cast Disguise Self.
all right.
And I'm disguising myself right now, technically speaking. I don't know if I can do it or not. Or I guess I'd have to actually, let's create an illusion. Right? Which one can I do? I can do one of them, I think.
If you attempt to do disguise self, it just won't work because you still don't have.
That's right. It's a cantrip for illusion. So as an illusion, I make an illusion of a small structure that kind of just hides me and her for the time being. It's not too big, it's not too small, but it's like something that looks like it could be man-made.
Yeah,
It's
both of you
something to
are
hide me in her.
small, and you make essentially a Metal Gear Solid cardboard box.
Yes.
And hide both you and Miriam, the Outworlders, the ones from beyond, from the interlopers. Okay, so as you do that, we'll flip back to the other guys. The doctor says, help me carry him inside to the other villager. And they pick him up, and he says, are you okay, sir? Are you injured? As they start to move him into the house. To you, Clutch.
Yeah, I'm not feeling too good. I've been underwater for I almost died, sir. So absolutely no, I'm not feeling that great. I could definitely use some attention as long as he's okay. I want to make sure Chaplain's okay.
All right, so he ushers you inside, and he says, you'll have to give me 10 minutes or so. I want to check that this man is going to be okay. And he puts Chaplain on a bed and starts to look him over and check like his pulse and starts to look at him and things like that. As he removes Chaplin's glasses and opens one of the eyes and brings a torch over to look, he stops for a second, kind of.
What is it, Doc?
He looks back at you for a moment and says, this man is your friend?
Yeah, absolutely. What's going on?
Oh, no, it seems to have a very strange effect, the water. Not too sure, but he appears to at least be breathing and stable for now. I'll have to I'll have to consult my books. And then he comes over to you and checks you out. So you have 2 crossbow wounds, right?
Yeah, 2 crossbow and a sword wound. Yeah.
And you've inhaled some water, so you just look drenched and awful.
Yep.
And he looks at all of your wounds and says, what on earth happened here?
The thorn. We were just out hunting. We ran into some thorn bushes. Got into a little scruffle. Nothing much. It was just a little intense, but we're okay now, and we're here with you. And you're an amazing doctor. Has anyone ever told you that? You are quite amazing.
I've been at it for quite some time. He's an older looking gentleman. He's not like super, super old, but like maybe like mid-60s kind of. He looks like he's seen better days maybe, but he sort of nods at you.
How old are you? Are you 30? Are you 20, 25? Sir, you're 25 years old, huh? You're crazy. You look great for your age.
If you don't mind, please give me a moment. I need to look at these wounds here.
Oh, yeah. No, look away. I'm just saying it's pretty amazing how well you look for... Ow. All right. Thank you, sir.
He looks at you. He takes a look at some of the stuff that you've got with you, like a bow and arrow. And are you a hunter?
Oh, yeah. I've been hunting for many years. Lots of, hunting.
This looks like a puncture wound. More like the type of thing from an arrow.
No, just big bushes. Big old thorn bushes.
And he starts to like patch you up. He brings out some bandages. He does so with a skill of 18 because he's awesome. And he patches you up real good. He like a couple of bandages over your sliced arm, wraps one around your midriff, and tells you to take some rest, take some time, and I'll be back soon. I hear there were others.
Yes, please check on my other friends.
The doctor heads out and leaves you in the sort of little. It's like a converted house, and there's just a few beds in this one room. The village is kind of moving. There's quite a lot of commotion. This is a little village, not an enormous amount of houses and stuff like that, and there's definitely like hustle and bustle of almost everybody in this town as they start to move around and everybody's awake. People are pouring out of the tavern and heading down the road towards the river because there was this whole thing that happened. In terms of where you are, you guys kind of dropped in about here, so that is where you and Pith are, Poocakes. A couple of members of the town like move back down towards the river, and they're pointing and they're saying things. Can you see out? Yeah, you can see out of your minor illusion. So yeah, you're looking and you can see them, Poocakes. They're like pointing at the river and stuff, and they're scratching their heads and looking around. Somebody who looks a little bit more armed than the rest. He's got like a leather piece of armor on. He's got a sword at his side. He moves through the crowd a little bit more, shouting order, and tells people to stand back. He looks around, speaking to the others again, and then heads over towards where this little box is that you've created. What is your spell save DC? So that will be, let me see where it is on one of these character sheets. I don't know where they are on here.
What do you want to know? I've got a bunch of stuff in front of me right now. Then give me a group.
It's I need your spell save. Your save DC under spellbook, under wizard on the sort of main bit. You've got save DC on the green grid with all the different numbers.
Green
On
grid.
the very far right, you'll have the bottom right hand corner.
You've lost me.
Hold on, let me have a look. I can look on your thing.
Like if I'm looking at my spell book right now.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're out there right now, thanks for watching. We're just new.
Yeah. This will happen every now and then.
I love how they're just still both crashed out. It's my favorite thing. They're still passed the fuck out.
So where is this at in the spell book?
You probably took the most hardcore option to get out of that that place, by the way.
Jumping.
Yeah, it came at a serious price. I was like, oh, shit. Okay, so your save DC is 13. So this guy, basically, in order to be able to see through your minor illusion, he has to pass like an investigation check
Oh, I see now.
a certain amount. So you see where you've got 13, save DC 13.
Yep.
He has to beat 13 to be able to see
Well,
through this illusion. And he heads over and he looks at this box, kind of does like a, huh? Whose footprints are these? Like thing. And then kicks at the box. But instead, what happens is his foot kind of just goes straight through and hits you in the head. Only lightly. But he kicks you in the head. And then suddenly, he can see through this weird illusion. He's kind of freaked out. This isn't the type of thing that would happen normally. There's no such thing as magic. He jumps back and pulls out a sword and looks at you and starts to step back slowly.
As I look at him and I directly speak to him and I let him know 100% that I, myself, and this poor unconscious child mean 100% no harm to him.
Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Come here, persuasion. Where you at? This didn't go so well last time. Come on, mama. Yay, yay!
Oh, damn.
Persuasion. He steps back. He starts to say, "Get away from the child. Get away from the." And then you start to describe, we mean you no harm. I promise. And he sort of like looks at you. He feels like you're earnest, but he still doesn't understand what the hell he's. You're a demon.
And I'm not. I need to let you know right now that I am not a demon. Have you ever heard of I don't know how to explain this. I promise you that I don't want to hurt you, but I want you to understand one thing. I'm a goat. All right? I'm like a talking goat. Like I described this earlier to someone else. This is the best way to put it. I want to be blunt with you. All right? I am basically a walking, talking goat. I don't know how to explain it any better, but I'm not going to hurt you. Please don't hurt me. I'm a good goat.
Is that child dead?
No, it's not. It's sadly, if I called it a child, it's actually, it's kind of like in your sense. Do you guys have small people?
Yes.
Okay, imagine a small person with a brain of an adult.
Let's see. How did you come to be?
You want the long or the short version?
I don't understand how this is possible.
I know it's really weird for me too. Now listen, please. Will you do me a huge favor? And if you don't, I understand if you wouldn't trust me, but listen, I'm not a demon. I'm a goat. Give me some grass. I'll eat it. I just need you to know one thing and one thing only. I have slapped I want you to understand something. She's knocked out. I have slapped her twice. Try to wake her up. And she's not waking up. And that big shield she's on is only going to hold her for so long. You know what I'm saying? Could you take us somewhere maybe we could have a little bit of like a hot meal and maybe we could talk about this in a little more of a sense. One of my friends is being healed right now. They took him to the doctor. I'm pretty sure they ran off. I'm not quite sure where they went. Would you please help me and my friend?
He looks behind him at the kind of group that have gathered and they're kind of peering over, but they're just as confused at this man talking to a box as anything else. He says, I fear that the people won't take kindly to a demon or a goat or however this has happened to you. I understand what you're saying here. And he pulls like a piece of cloth from his side, but it's like compared to you, it's pretty big. And he hands it to you and says, why not wrap this around your waist? And I suppose and he takes a hat off that he's wearing. He's wearing like a kind of like a wide-brimmed kind of hat, like a farmer's hat maybe. And he puts it and leans down carefully and tentatively walks closer to you and places it on your head to sort of cover the horns, and then leaves the scrap of clothing in front of you.
Thank you.
Moves in closer to Pith, and then looks back at the others and says, I suppose the doctor's is as good a place as any. He picks her up over one shoulder. Come now, follow me.
I slowly walk with him, and as he's walking, I look up at him and I give him a very honest but very concerned look and say, please understand that we mean you no harm. And when I ask him that, I make sure that the look I'm giving him is very, very honest. Very honest.
Yeah, he looks. I mean, you've persuasioned him, so he's pretty like perceptive to what you're saying and responsive. And he as you guys start heading up river, he turns and says, "No, it's okay. I've seen some odd things recently, and well, this all seems to be in order." And he kind of moves up and he turns around and says to the group, "There's nothing to see here, you people claiming of demons and weird things in the night. It's all too much. Go back to your homes." And the people start to sort of disperse, but they don't want to. And he says, "It's just a child and her friend. I must take them to the doctor." And he starts to head up the road, and the people mutter and twitter among themselves, but they head back generally where they came from as you guys head up towards the doctors. He heads in. Essentially, Clutch, you see this guy walk in. He's got pith on one shoulder, and and then like a little goat man
E.T. wrapped up in a blanket.
E.T. with a big wide brimmed hat on comes clopping in behind him. He closes the door and says, "You there, where is the doctor?"
The doctor said he'd be right back. He should be here any second. Is she okay?
Seems to be okay. And he puts Pith down on one of the beds carefully, looks her up and down. I'm no doctor myself.
I just want to say this real quick. Thank you. And hey, Clutch, this man really just helped out a lot. We owe him a lot.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that, but we need to wake everyone up.
Very odd indeed.
Where's the doctor?
He turns to you again, Clutch. What's going on here? Where did you come from?
Oh,
what has happened to this poor man? And he points down to the
oh,
goat.
him. Oh yeah. We were just rose bushes, man. Rose bushes are nasty out in this side. Where are we exactly?
Appears to have taken a terrible bump on the head. He spent too long under the water. This is the village of Mara.
Mara.
You want to give me a history check?
Yeah. She's still out.
They're out.
Oh goddamn! I know nothing about Mara.
You don't know shit. You've never heard of this village. It could be anywhere in the world. I mean, your general knowledge of the kingdoms is okay. You'll know the general kingdoms. And as you kind of look up and look a little confused, he says, "Of the Kairos kingdom, the mainland."
Oh, okay, the mainland of the Kairos kingdom.
Yes. What are you, Slydoran?
No. I knew all about that. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, cool. So we're here. Wow, we traveled far. That's crazy. We came from the left, down, and then up. Wow. All right. Well, we need to find this doctor and finish this all up, so we can get on our way.
He turns around and heads towards the door and says, "Please wait here, all of you. I'll try and find the doctor. I'm sure he's probably gone to find the sheriff." And he heads out of the door.
I stop him before he leaves the door. I look at him and I say to him, once again looking as honest as possible, saying, "Please only bring the doctor back."
Yeah, he still looks weirded out by you, massively weirded out by what you are. And as you approach him and go to stop him, he sort of up a little bit, and then he nods and says, "Yes, of course. We can't have any more chaos in this town. It's been rather odd lately." And he heads out of the door and closes it and walks out into the night, leaving you
Poo-poo.
to-
Poo-poo.
you four.
Hey, yes?
Hey, we need a story. They're asking me tons of questions. I've said rose bushes 4 times. That makes no goddamn sense. I have a freaking arrow coming out of my side. I have a bunch of shit going wrong with me. We need to come up with something good, man.
Why did you lie to them?
Okay, yeah, no problem. I'm gonna tell them we were in outer space, hanging out. We got these crystals. Now we're supposed to be heroes of the world, and skeletons came crawling out. One was named Deadpool. All right, that's not gonna work.
Listen.
Yeah.
First off, you need to take whatever's in a certain area of your body, and you're going to need to take it out of there and calm down. These people probably are going to try to hang me. All right? Do you hear me? The guy is the only one right now that knows that I'm a goat man, as you call it. And because of that, he's not bringing anybody else back, hopefully. The doctor is not seeing it. That's why I'm wearing this silly hat and this weird wrap around my legs. They don't want to see my... apparently, I should be ashamed of myself here.
All right,
I don't...
so
it's
what's
fine.
our story then? What's our story? What do we tell
Story.
people?
Listen, we should try to wake these guys up again, because if we can, we should just try to wake them up
And get out. I agree. All right.
You agree?
How do we wake them up?
Hold on. Can we do a perception check to see what's around the room?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me perception checks, each of you, or investigation checks.
Ooh, investigation checks, you say? Oh, let's go.
I'll do perception.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh my
High
god.
five.
What do we have?
Across the internet.
All right, you guys start looking around this room, and both of you come across like these like doctors things. You know, there's all sorts of like weird little pots and bits and bobs, and like potions. By the way, potions of like healing are actually not magical. They're like made of like specific herbs and things like that, even though they have almost magical effects. So potions and stuff completely exist in this world. They're not like a magical item that you won't have heard of. And there are a few of them laying around. But there's also smelling salts. And both of you know exactly what smelling salts are. For some reason or another, you've both come into contact with them, and you know exactly what they do and how to use them.
I look over at Clutch, and we just both kind of look at each other and we nod, because we both know also how worse and terribly this salt smells, and that most likely it will probably wake them up. So I hand some salt to Clutch, and we both slowly walk over to our separate friends. I go for our friend Meredith, just due to, well, Meredithiness.
Yeah, I go over to Chaplin.
All right. You don't even need to save this stuff. You guys easily wake up. You both feel like shit.
Oh,
Hello there.
What's going on, Chaplin?
What the hell is that smell? Oh my
I
god.
wish I was lying, but shh, quiet. No, we're in a house. I know you guys are hurting, but please, for 1 second.
Yeah.
All of us, or I at least,
Yeah.
need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Where the fuck are we?
We don't know.
We're in some
Well, I
doctor's. We're in a doctor's house. They repaired you a little bit, but like they're sketched out. They are sketched out by Poo Poo Cake, which is, you know, I understand, but we need to get out of here.
Yes. Or hide me. Or I can hide. I can just, you know what? I have an idea. No. If we hide, though, they'll think something's up. If we're honest with them, they might think something's up. I don't know quite what to do.
If we run from them, they're just gonna chase us.
It's true.
That's true. So but what's our story? They were asking me how I got all these bruises and all these cuts. I was telling them rose bushes. I don't think the doctor was definitely not buying.
Why don't we see if we can ask the questions first? Maybe they've had some weird things happening recently.
You mean like
and maybe then we can. What was that?
Out-question them.
I see what you say, because my thought process says if we talk to these people, or at least if you guys do, I think I should do only a little talking, due to the fact that I think every time I talk, he looks at me and wants to stab me. I think what we need to do is get them to understand almost actually what happened. Maybe they have an idea.
Maybe. Let me try to do the talking.
Who are you people? Where'd you come from?
Are my sunglasses on or off?
Meredith, you don't remember us?
They're off.
I'm like, I notice that, and I'm like, I'm like, start covering my eyes.
I rush over and grab something to cover his eyes with. I grab him a bandana.
Yeah.
I mean, they're right next to like the bed. You can just
I'm just gonna grab my sunglasses, be all cool, and just like put them on. And yes. Let me go talk to him out there. I'll see what I can do. Where are we exactly?
We're at the doctor's quarters. This is right down from the river.
But does this village have a name? Do we know where we are?
Something about marrow, like, you know, like bone, like marrow. We're in village of Marrow. That's all I got.
The village of Marrow.
Yeah.
give me a history check. You're a sailor. No, actually, no. Just give me a history check. I'm gonna say you're well traveled, so you might get advantage on this, but you don't. I'll give you advantage on ports and stuff like that.
All right. Where's history? There we go. There's my history check right there.
Do I roll as well?
You can.
You've been out for so long. Just look at her trying to look at things.
Chaplain
History.
knows of Marrow. Like you're well traveled. You've probably maybe met somebody from Marrow. Poocakes and Miriam have never heard of anywhere called Marrow.
I don't even know where we are right now.
You're going to have to relax. I don't mean that in a mean way. You may not know who I am, and I know I look strange to you, but I promise you from the bottom of my heart, you're going to be okay.
Do you have horns?
I'm wearing a hat. You can't. Oh,
Wait,
it's poking out. I'm sorry.
wait.
They're poking out. They're poking out. Don't worry.
Wait, you don't remember us?
You don't remember any of us.
Do you remember the crystal?
So, yes, I remember the crystal.
You remember we fought off those skeletons together?
Yep.
Yeah. Yes, with Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool the skeleton. Yes. Remember killing him? Like we killed him?
Okay. Yes.
Long story short, you fell down a river.
How did we get in a river?
All I remember was space. That was it.
We were in space. We were
Did
falling.
Did we fall? We fell off into space together, and then everything went black.
That's what should happen when you fall into space.
It's true.
I mean, all right.
I'm gonna start making my way out and find someone to talk to.
Hold on. I want you to know one thing before you go. They really probably want to kill me. They think I'm a demon.
Why does my face hurt so much?
You
Mr.
landed on it.
Mr.
I feel
Poo-Poo.
like someone punched me.
Mr. Poocakes, I'll take care of you.
Nice.
I'll make sure we all get out of this.
All right.
Okay.
Poo-Poo, hide in the closet. See that closet right over there?
Nah, I have a better idea. I'm not hiding anywhere.
All right.
The best thing that we can do is just be honest, and hopefully, we'll just take it as it comes.
All right, I'm leaving it to you. Go ahead, lead us. Take us.
All right.
Take us away. I'm gonna stay here.
All right. So, for the record, anybody that was on 0 HP, you're just on 1.
Okay.
Chaplain, your information of Marrow is that it's like a really small little village on the northern edge of the Kairos Kingdom. It's like famous for basically nothing other than being the only source of marrow vegetables within the whole kingdom. It's just a big like farmland, and then there's a little village area somewhere near the north. That's like it. That's like almost everything anyone knows about Marrow, because it's just a tiny little out of the way nowhere village. But it's in a fairly decent kingdom. Kairos Kingdom is kind of the benevolent king, nice, happy, classic fantasy kingdom. So it's like you're not in like a particularly rough area necessarily. But generally, yeah, that's all you probably know about the village. As the only person who knows anything about it.
What is your problem? Are you cold?
I'm freezing.
I have an idea.
Why am I wet?
You're fine.
Wait.
Is it marrow the vegetable you said, or fruit?
Yeah, like the vegetable, whatever.
Okay.
I've never eaten one.
Neither
So
have I.
I'm going to be the worst DM in the world right now, and I have no idea. But it's a vegetable of some sort. That's all I know.
Okay. I'm gonna start
Marrow
making.
plant.
Okay, I'm gonna start making my way out of the doctor's office, making my way down the trail, and finding someone to talk to, or looking for people walking urgently towards our location.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you leave, there's like a tiny little bridge that goes over this river. Like this thing here is like a little bridge, and just as you leave, you can. It's nighttime, but this isn't a really enormous like expanse of land. This area is very easy to see around, and you see heading over the bridge, 2 figures heading towards you. One of them's like fairly old looking. One of them like about maybe 30 or so. One of them's got like a light leather armor on and a sword at his side. The other one just looks like a standard villager, elderly guy.
And be like, look there. Are you the doctor?
Yes, you're up. You really should get back to bed. You should rest.
I don't think we have time to. long story short, I'm going to tell you guys, this is what's going on. I don't know if you guys have been experiencing anything weird in this village, but my name is Chaplin. I'm from the Isle Islands, if you can tell by my accent. I'm fairly sure I've done trade with some of your wonderful vegetables here. But a weird coincidence has happened where was in a new place. I don't know where. I don't know what, but we actually ended up getting these crystals. This sounds crazy, but we're trying to. We were on a floating island, and then in your river.
A river.
I don't know what exactly is going on, but two of my companions I've never seen before in my life until today. Which they're good people. Take my word for it. As a practitioner of saloon, I could tell you they're good people. So please hear me out, and I really would. It would be great if you guys could take us under your hospitality, and we can try to help you out any way we can.
Roll me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh my god!
For how insane you sound to these two men.
22.
Oh my
22.
god!
Pretty damn good. They while you're like rambling through trying to explain quickly like what's going on and stuff like that, the doctor sort of leans in a little bit towards the other guy and says, "Oh, he's clearly lost his mind." And the other guy, the one in like the armor, sort of says, "Hear him out. The thing is the odd goings on. Something happened with one of them is a little odd looking," and the doctor kind of looks back at you again, sort of like you see him kind of stare at your sunglasses a little bit and says, "Yes, actually, it's been a very strange week, hasn't it?" And the other guy says, "Yes, well, listen, friend." The sort of armed man says, "We believe you, though you are clearly very wounded. You really must rest because you're just as messed up as Clutch. You're not bandaged or anything yet.
Yeah.
You're just fucked."
I just need to make sure my friends are okay, and that's we're going to be safe in this village. And if you could talk to the townspeople, and make sure that this is where we don't have to worry, and we're going to be taken care of. That's all I want to do. I don't care how wounded or tired I am. I just want to make sure my friends are okay.
Listen, the doctor's house is out of the way. We can take you there. And I've told the townsfolk that there's all a terrible misunderstanding. They've seen some strange things this week, but they still think it's rumor. Now, my name is Deputy Kinney, and he holds out a hand towards you.
I grab it, and it's like, it's an honor to meet you, Deputy.
I've told the town to go to bed and to return to their homes, and the doctor's house is nice and out of the way. Now let's go. We can speak, and the doctor will tend to your wounds, and I'm sure he won't say a thing, will you, Dr. Miller? And the doctor kind of looks at him, takes a moment, it's like a beat, and then nods, and they start to try and usher you back towards the doctor's house.
Okay, I start going back that way, and as we're walking back, I look over at them and I go, "Hey, so what's these odd things that have been going on here? What's going on?"
There is strange dealings. It's the villagers who work in the mines. They said there was crazed monsters attacking them, things that have glowing eyes in the dark, and of course we just missed it. Crazed, tired miners. And then he kind of like leans in close to you. He says, "And then I saw one myself, just this week in town. Couldn't tell you what it was. Some sort of gator."
What if I tell you? I believe everything you're saying.
Yes, and though as odd as it sounds, I believe you, and even the goat in there. And by now, like, you approach the door, you open the door, and you head in. Everyone is awake now, and the doctor kind of takes a look at each of you, starts to like head over to Clutch and check his wounds. He looks at Pith, and like takes a kind of wide berth around the ET-looking goat man, and then attempts to sit Chaplin down on the bed. And you're kind of in an area where there's enough beds for everybody to just kind of sit on. And the deputy, the guy who's in the leather armor, sort of stands by the door. He looks out the door one last time, checks nobody's coming up the road, closes the door, and then locks it, and turns to you all and says, "So you've been on quite the adventure. Do you have any answers for me? Because I've seen some fucking strange shit this week."
I don't have any answers for you. We've been thrown into something that's, I feel, way bigger than us at the moment.
Yeah, to be honest, so there's something really big going on, and we are a really big part of it, but we can't really tell you too much, because then if we tell you, we're gonna have to kill you,
He's completely, utterly kidding.
He looks at you and says, "Yes, man of the Sly Dawn, of course. This is because people from the mainland think people from Sly Dawn are savages, almost as bad as the Roken horsemen, who actually are savages." And it was a little slight back to you.
Oh, that's to me. Okay, no, thank you for your no. All right, we're good.
Yeah,
Calm down.
Sir, do you have any blankets? It's cold in here. I don't really know how to dry off or torches or something.
The doctor heads over to a cupboard and pulls out a few sheets and blankets and brings them over and wraps them around you. "Here, child. It's okay."
Thank you.
Yeah, go on.
If you give me just a minute will you allow me to talk to you?
Are you speaking to the deputy?
The deputy, yes.
Yes, of course. I understand something awful has happened to you. You must be in terrible racking pain with those legs.
My legs are neither here nor there, but I would like to, if you give me a moment to explain. Basically, everything that's happened to us has been thrown on us very, very fast. And because of that, I mean, look, we have a cold little child over here. You have a lot of things are going on. You don't know that I have these, obviously. I mean, you do know now. And I want you to I don't know why I just got. Did anybody just catch my Boston accent going out there? What the? Sorry. Basically, I just want you to know that I'm not going to hurt you, and I just kind of got stuck in this, and I'm just going to kind of sit in the background so you guys figure out what you're going to do. Please don't kill me.
I understand. I'm not going to kill you unless you, of course, threaten the people of this town. What kind of deputy would I be? And he looks back and says, "You've dressed this child in men's armor. Why?"
Oh, she's not a... You want to tell him she's not actually a...
It's a costume.
Oh yeah, costume. It's a
costume.
It's a costume.
And we were just playing.
Yeah.
You know how jousting.
Oh.
We're it's a joust.
Father?
It's what was that?
Are you her father?
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
her
he's
father.
my father.
That's my daughter. I love you, sweetie. You're so...
Yes.
I love you so much. I'm so glad you're okay.
Please don't ruffle my hair.
I'm sorry.
Please do not ruffle my hair.
I'm very sorry. I'm trying to pretend to be your
Thank
father.
you, father.
Just give me
Thank you.
You're
Yes,
wel-
it was a jousting competition, and this is what I'm wearing. So
You're
just gotta
very
be
well
protected.
spoken for one of the Sly Dawn, and your skin appears to be a lighter shade than his. Is your mother a noble?
Can I just intervene? Let's just be straightforward because everything's already weird.
Oh yeah. Oh, you want us to be straightforward? Yeah.
I
Mother's
think
a
we
noble.
should be straightforward.
Mother's definitely a noble.
No, mother's not a noble.
Yes, she is.
He lost his memory.
Yeah. Are you okay?
So
Oh, he
he-
fell pretty bad. He got
Yeah,
jousted.
He really hit his head
He
very
got
hard.
jousted hard.
Very
Hold
hard.
on. I agree.
With what?
We need to tell them the truth.
All right. Go ahead.
I'm not doing it. They already don't believe me.
Right,
I
we
think
fell
since
from
you-
space, and
Yeah, give him the truth.
Tell them the truth.
okay,
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
we fell from space. We're not sure how we got here, and I'm not even sure what happened. I'm pretty sure that I passed out, and all of a sudden I'm here in this house, and I'm actually 42 years old and not a child, and this is my armor because we were defending ourselves against 3 skeletons with crossbows.
Crossbows. One of them was called Deadpool.
Yep, and then we tried to open up a rift with the crystals,
Yep.
and the skeletons came after us, and we leapt into space.
There you go. That's the truth.
That's about as straightforward as it gets.
Yeah.
And you've been shrunk into this tiny childlike body. How terrible.
Yes, it's absolutely awful. Truly, it's a curse.
Sucks. Yeah, she's not my daughter either. It's horrible.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Well,
Mm.
we've had some very strange goings on. I don't understand what's happening in this village this last week. But it seems to me that you people need to take some rest. We can hide them here, can't we, Doctor? And the doctor's who's sort of finished now dealing with Kaplan's like bandages and things like that. He kind of like nods
Ooh.
back to the deputy. And then he sort of heads over to the deputy and says, are you going to stay as well, Deputy Kinney? I can stay too if you'd like, yes. And they both look at the goat man and back again. Yes. Why don't you people take some rest? You can stay here the night. I'll keep watch for any more odd goings on. Have you ever seen a lizard? A lizard man? Pith and Poocakes can give me history checks if you'd like, or nature checks.
Yeah, I've never seen no. Yeah,
History check.
never seen a lizard man. I've seen skeletons now; they're a thing, and I've seen little short people that talk like they're 47. I've seen goats. I've seen goats talking. No, lizard man is not on the list of things that I've seen.
I can't say that I have seen a lizard man before.
There we go. So I guess maybe it's fairly famous within Faerul that there's like plenty of lizard men, and they mostly live within the Dark Marsh, which is like found far to the east beyond the White Forest where the elves live. And they're like literally just lizard folk. They're just classic vicious giant lizard bipedal men. They have like rudimentary weapons, and they generally snatch and eat anything they can find. And they live in horrible little swamps and stuff, and you'll find a lot of them most commonly in the Dark Marsh area. So you guys know exactly like what this guy's probably talking about.
I've never seen one, but I do know that they're out there. They don't really show up where I live. So.
And where are you? Where did you say you're from?
Should I tell him?
Tell them everything.
Like, we've been honest about everything else.
I mean,
We're with Honest Joe and Honest Schmo over here, so why not just be Honest Yo and Honest Foe? Like, we can just all be honest. We can just tell everything about ourselves.
let's not be just. Go
Sorry.
ahead.
I was just going to say I'm from Barrow's Bottom. I'm not sure if you know where that is. I don't even know where we are, to be completely honest. And I live in a hole, like in a mountain, like not a mountain, but like a greenish hillish area. It's really nice. We have a lot of gardens everywhere. I was planting my tulips, but then I had to wake up because I was really hungry, and I'd made an apple pie, and I decided that I would just get up. I would get my armor on just in case anything else happened, and then suddenly I was here with all of these people who I don't know, and we're still pretty much total strangers to each other. There's a lot that we don't know.
Never
And we're
heard of,
probably just as much in the dark as you are right now about all this.
I've never heard of Barrow's Bottom, but you say you've seen these lizard people before. They tend to attack people in my village, and I wonder if you could perhaps help me dispatch them quietly, if you're knowledgeable on the creatures, and you're the only people I've met so far that seem to understand anything about what's going on. Perhaps we can help one another.
What could we take some time to make sure that that our friends here feel better?
Oh, I'm not expecting us to go ranging out in the middle of the night hunting dangerous lizard creatures. I just simply wonder whether we could work together on this over the coming days.
That's,
What do you guys think?
I mean that. So you're offering us like a quest, and we get some comfort and some food, maybe some live entertainment or something like that.
A quest, I suppose. Yes, I can offer you gold, perhaps, and I'll try and keep you safe from the villagers. I'm not sure what they'd make. Most of them have no idea about what's going on here.
What do y'all think?
I think we just need to figure out a way to fashion me a way to look more like you and like a child, apparently, and then I think it might
Yes,
work
I suppose that, children don't necessarily wear armor. Where you're from, sir, excuse me. So,
You have a problem with what I wear?
Some clothes for the child.
Do you have a problem? I wasn't. Wait. No, I was speaking of me. Oh, thanks for
Oh, well,
jumping
in
to
that case, yes,
conclusions,
let's
though.
get clothes for Goatman.
Wow. And you still call me Goatman.
I'll see if I can find some clothes that would fit you, though I'm not sure. I'll do my best. If you'll promise to help me with this town, I'm certainly struggling to keep it safe. It's just me and the old sheriff, and old Fussel's fat and old, and he doesn't really do much. I tend to be the only person in this town that can wield a sword.
Well, you have our word. We'll help you out.
Yeah, we'll help you.
Yes.
I'll attempt to keep you safe and away from the more rowdy villages. There are some that you might find in the tavern to be displeasing, even if you're from Sly Dawn, let alone space. And yes, well, you take your rest. I'll sit watch for any displeasing creatures that might come our way. Doctor, I'm sure you'll keep them alive. The doctor nods again. Kind of looks a little bit more wary than the deputy, but he's like down, and he offers you each a bed, and he sets about making you like a small meal each and stuff. Offers you drinks and stuff like that, so that you guys can essentially take a rest as you settle down in this village, the village of Marrow in Kairos Kingdom, for a rest, a night's sleep after this ridiculous
Jesus Christ.
like probably no longer than about an hour in total at best, with all of this stuff that has happened for you guys, and you can all settle down, eat your meals, have a little sleepy, and start to regain your composure.
Health points back.
As we come to a close for the first episode of Fractured Worlds. However, before we officially come to a close, at the beginning I took you all around the world and you all saw each other, kind of thing, just before you were sort of snatched away and brought here. But I forgot one other person. As we take one last little glimpse and we step away from these four audience, and the rest of us sort of head back again, over flipping to beyond where the Fey realm is, and we see again a dark forest, and sat in the middle of this darkened area of a forest is somebody wearing like a very strange set of armor that kind of spins and twists, and it's plate mail, almost entirely covered all over this person, entirely enshrouded in shadow. And this figure, the adversary, sits and starts to move his hands, and underneath him we see a glyph start to grow and glow on the ground, and it's a green strange shape, and he starts to draw something forth, and we see the face of a very odd looking stone-like creature with mossy features, and he brings it up and forth, and then he whispers your names, the names of your characters, as this thing is being born. And then with his other hand, he raises up, and we see a sort of mystical orb. And as he looks into this orb, we see the doctor's house, and all 4 of you sat around eating your meals, and he lets out a dark cackle. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention the adversary at the beginning of the stream there, and that brings us to an official close.
Yeah!
Damn! Well done.
Amazing.
Congratulations,
Good job, us.
guys.
Oh.
So
We did a
Just about
fuck
survived.
ton.
that was crazy.